Welcome, football fans across Idaho and the world, to this presentation of the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the Week on YouTube TV and the West Ada Facebook account. Welcome inside ICCU Thunder Stadium, where the homestanding Mustangs will take on the Boise Brave tonight in front of a home crowd here on a beautiful night. It's the start of the playoff race in the 6A SIC River Division. Alongside my partner for this one, Mike Verdon. My name is Vincent Trimboli, and Mike, a big matchup tonight between two teams that are looking to get off to a fast start in the division. Boise hasn't beaten Eagles since 1995, and they're going to try to change that on the right arm of quarterback Trevor Schoolfield.
Division plays opening, River Division starting out for both these guys. It's a big night and a really important night.
How important is protection tonight?
I think if Boise High can protect Trevor, give him a chance to use his skills. They have some skilled players out there. If they can protect him, keep him able to make some easy throws, I think they're going to be able to keep this close and have a chance.
Well, and the Eagle Mustangs are going to rely not on the arm of Noah Burnham, but the legs. The star running back, an all-stater from last year, already has nearly 450 yards in 3 games this season.
Watched him for 3 years, pound for pound, one of the best players in Idaho.
So, Coach, for Eagle, what do you think the key is in terms of getting Burnham going fast here? Because you know Boise's going to key on.
I think that's the chess match here. These guys know there's no secrets here. They know their players. Getting Burnham involved, having a little rhythm to the quarterback play as well, and it's going to be interesting to see that cat and mouse game between these two teams.
All right, so Eagle comes in with a record of 3-0. Boise 1-2 on the season. Both have played pretty tough schedules. Well, that'll do it for our open. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff in this famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the Week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
The Boise Brave, and we're just about ready to kick this one off. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the Week, and we've got two teams out here, Mike Verdon, that would love to start the River Division season with a win.
Yes, absolutely. This is not a must-win, but it's an important grade because there's not a lot of teams in your pod, so every win is a big win in your River Division.
Yeah, and this really determines the district seeding, which then the higher you finish, the better chance you have to make the state playoffs.
Absolutely, yeah. It all trickles into your playoffs, and getting a first-round bye and all that is extremely important.
Well, the Brave will have the ball first. And back deep to receive, number 1, Cale Heikkinen. And also number 2, Eli Rich, who'll take it at the 12-yard line. Running to the left, Rich has got a nice hole. Gets chopped from behind at around the 25. And he'll take the ball up to the 28. Tackle on the play made by number 32, Bowen Blackburn. Let's look at your Boise starters. They are led by quarterback Trevor Schoolfield, a pocket passer who can also break the pocket. 42 of 66 this season, 614 yards, 7 TDs, and 2 interceptions. In front of him from left to right, the left tackle Sunday Lee, left guard Owen Warfel, center is Jonathan Fletcher, Landon Dombeck, the senior right guard, leader of the unit, and the right tackle is Justin Lowry. Main target for the quarterback Schoolfield will be Eli Rich, the Swiss Army knife, and the running back Logan McDonald, other wide receiver Cade Summerfield, and the tight end Will Saunders. And we have a whistle on the first play.
Looked like Boise High was trying to create a little mismatch on the boundary side here. And I think somebody...
Looks like...
Can't tell if somebody was offsides or...
I'm not sure if they called a penalty or maybe they just weren't ready to go. They haven't moved the ball, so it is at the 29-yard line, and it's a first down and 10 for the Braves. Schoolfield will operate out of the shotgun formation with Walker in the backfield, and he gives it to Walker up the middle. Got behind that left side, and a good gain on first down for the Brave. So the Eagles starting defense up front. In the middle is Jeremiah Manette, the nose tackle, 2.5 sacks on the season. The ends are Kyle Williams and Braden Peterson. Outside linebackers, Luke Makita, Lucas Triborn, and inside the two leading tacklers, Jackson LeBeau and Anthony Butler. A very good back end for Eagle, led by the 4 senior starters. The cornerbacks are Zay Wright and Trey Ellis, a transfer from Hawaii. The safeties, Colin Duarte and Dallin Snooks. So empty backfield, man in motion. Schoolfield's going to run it, a designed run, and he is knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. And the play made there by number 0 for the Mustangs, and that is Noah Burnham playing some defense.
Yeah, he just absolutely read that, filled it. It was pretty well designed. They just couldn't get to him.
So nice play there by Bohm. Looks like they've got Burnham.
They said he's playing
like a rover, like a hybrid rover
kind
type
of a
position.
middle backer-ish. They are playing him both ways, which is quite a bit of work. But yeah, he's kind of moving out to the field. So
yeah, that's definitely a wrinkle, coach. Right now that you move into division season, you're going to put some different
best
things
players
in there.
out there. Yeah,
he hasn't played any defense leading up to this game. Outside, and the pass off the fingertips of the intended target, Logan McDonald. And Boise will go 3 and out here. 4th down and about 4 yards to go, and the punter will be on the field and back deep to receive it for Eagle number 3, Colin Duarte.
Yeah, I think they're trying to set up some easy throws. They just kind of couldn't hold their blocks on the perimeter there. I like what Boise High's trying to do. They had a pretty good run that first down. They got on everybody. They had really good movement. They just couldn't quite execute on 2nd and 3rd down.
Aiden Kemp, the punter. This one's high, and it's going to bounce backwards and picked up by Anthony Butler. The ball blown dead, and it'll be Eagles' first possession inside Boise Brave territory. They'll start at about the 42-yard line.
That's exactly what we were talking about. Eagle needs to start fast, and Boise High kind of was hoping to, hold them.
Not the way Boise won, and Austin Ramsey will run onto the field with the Eagle offense. Number 2, the senior quarterback, 3rd-year starter. Big line up front, averages about 276 pounds, and a deep wide receiving crew. They'll have 7 different guys led by Scott Heaton and Cooper Murphy, and of course the tailback Burnham, the tight end Landon Bolt. Outside they go. There's Murphy, 19th reception on the season, and a nice open field tackle made by the Boise High defense. That was the free safety Malcolm Thompson, one of the 11 Boise High starters up front defensively for the Brave. Iñaki Doherty is the nose tackle. The defensive tackles are Shiloh Machu and Thomas Massey. The other defensive end is Yahya Mahina, and in the middle they got a couple linebackers. Brock Haskett, just a freshman on the field, and Logan McDonald, the junior, goes both ways. The defensive backfield, Eli Rich, Connor Tracy, Malcolm Thompson are the safeties, and the other cornerback with Rich is Ben Steinbroner. Up the middle goes Burnham, weaving his way, carrying tacklers up to about the 38-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and long for the Mustangs.
Eagles doing a little bit of moving and shifting to kind of get an idea of what Boise High is doing, but they're just sitting back, really playing good defense. Coach Altieri thought his kids tackled really well, and that opening play showed that.
Yeah, they got beat up pretty good, gave up 43 points to Capital in the opener, but have come back with much better defensive efforts, a young defense. And they just needed that first week under their belt to make some adjustments. And the pass is blocked. Nice play right at the line of scrimmage. That's a Shiloh Machu, the senior. And that'll bring up 4th down and 7. An option here for James Clough, the 3rd-year head coach. What's he going to do?
Well, James has taken a hands-on approach with the offense this year. This is looks like they're probably going to go for it. Nope, they're changing their mind. They tried to kind of do a vertical route there. I think they had a little bit of a combination there, but great penetration by the Boise D-line, getting their hands up, knocking the ball down.
So back deep to receive for Boise will be Eli Rich, number 2. He returns punts, he returns kicks. He plays on every single special teams. Plays just about every play of the game. And his best position is cornerback, but he's also the leading receiver. And another high punt, this one way short of Rich. It's going to come down at around the 17-yard line and take a sideways bounce, where it's down by the Mustangs' Colin Duarte. 1st down and 10, and Boise will have the ball at their own 12-yard line.
Well, Boise got out of that drive, or Eagle got out of that drive very well, and Boise as well. So we got a second chance here. Maybe the nerves will calm down, but Eagle has them pinned here a little bit, so that Boise High needs to be a little careful.
So the keys to the game for Boise High, talk about be careful, Coach. They got to be careful with the quarterback.
Yes.
Schoolfield can run it, he can pass it, but they got to give him some time and protect him when he goes back to pass, and then limit the explosive plays on offense. By that, it means slow down Noah Burnham.
Slow down Noah.
Schoolfield, empty backfield. Rich goes in motion, and they give it to Rich. He's going to run off the left side, breaks the first tackle, still on his feet, now on the sideline, across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. A good gain on 1st down, a gain of 9. 2nd down and 1 upcoming here. Nice blocking on the outside, Coach.
It was. It didn't look like a whole lot to start, but Rich just athletically got on the edge and picked up 9 yards.
And he broke that first tackle, and then they did a good job sealing the edge to get him around there. And you could see that speed. Rich, also a star on the basketball team. He's a defensive stopper, both here on the football team and a defensive stopper on the basketball court as well. And as you can see there, he can play some offense too. And McDonald goes up the middle on 2nd and 1 and picks up the first down of the game.
I'll say I'm a little surprised. Boise High up front has really done a nice job of moving and creating running lanes these first couple series.
And I don't want to say, I don't mean this to be disparaging, Coach, but Boise High looks like a high school football team.
You know,
and in the past they've had 20, 25 kids. You know, they've got a big sideline full of players. They've really changed the culture at Boise High, and it starts with just the way they look. I mean, you know, Boise High's got some guys on that field right now that look good coming off the bus.
They absolutely do. That's so true. And they're having a mix of young and old. They're playing a lot of sophomores, a couple freshmen.
Well, Schoolfield on 1st down gives it up in a nice hole again. Up the middle, McDonald breaking tackles, doing his Noah Burnham impression, and another 1st down for the Brave up to about the 39-yard line.
Eagle tried to dial a little heat up off the edge there. They creased it in the middle. He had a great run. Nice job again by Boise High, just creating enough leverage to create a running lane.
Yeah, McDonald coming in with nearly 300 yards on the ground.
Tough run.
Yeah, that was a nice run there. Big hole up the middle. That Boise offensive line.
You know, Boise High wants to throw, and I think they're starting to realize that they kind of want to win too. And this whole balanced package, you can see Boise High is going to be able to create a big pass play here if they're able to run the ball.
Rich goes in motion. They fake the give to the running back. A little slip screen here, and Eagle sniffs it out. Manette all the way from his nose tackle position, leading the way there for the Mustangs.
Yeah, quick penetration by Eagle. Looked like maybe a run pass option. Eagle played that really well. Got off the blocks on the perimeter. Nice rally for those guys.
Yeah, Schofield actually had to kind of almost wrap that pass around the defensive player who was penetrating through the middle of the line.
He slung it. Had to go sidearm.
Look at that big number 77 out there for Boise. Sunday Lee, a transfer.
That's right.
From Maryland. A Chinese national.
Never played football before.
And look at how big that guy is. They don't list height and weight on their roster, but he's probably a good 6'6" and got to be pushing the 300-pound mark. Sunday Lee on that left side of the Boise line. 2nd down and 9 for the Brave. Empty backfield. Delayed snap, and I think we're going to have a procedure there as the whole Boise team took off, and the snap was about a half second late.
Procedure call there, and again, Eagles bringing a little pressure. I think they're trying to disrupt this kind of March mentality that Boise's applying on offense here.
So,
2nd and long.
Yeah, 2nd and 14, Coach. 2nd and 14. What's your thought here as a coach? Is this, you try to go for it? Do you manage it? Say what play do we got that's going to give us 7 to 10 yards?
I think
how do you play this?
I think where the ball is, you try to get half it and give yourself a chance on 3rd down. I think you find Rich.
Yeah, he's in the inside of the trips formation to the bottom. McDonald empties that way and then comes back and gets it. Breaks the first tackle. He's going to get the 1st down and more. Up to the 40 and inside Mustang territory goes Logan McDonald. And he's crashed down at about the 38-yard line of the Mustangs.
Where they fit their blocks perfectly there. They pulled the guard, kicked the end out, the back fitted up. Great play. Had a little RPO or a little quick screen action. Used Rich as a decoy, and they did a great job of taking advantage of the boundary. Yeah,
nice design there on the play. And they've really used Rich a lot in this series as a decoy, and Eagles getting probably some looks they haven't seen on film. And, you know, Burnham's out there playing defense. We haven't seen that yet this year, and that's kind of what happens when you get into this first game of division play. You break out those toys you weren't using in the preseason.
You have to, division games are what it's all about, and Boise High's doing a great job of just moving the ball, moving the chains.
Eagle, a 21-game winning streak against the Braves. Schofield flush to his right. He likes to break the pocket, and he's going to run out of bounds. He gets knocked out of bounds there by Burnham, who's laying the lumber, playing both ways here tonight. And it'll bring up 2nd down and about 4 or 5 yards to go for the Brave.
If he had a little more time, Rich had his guy beat on the far sideline here. And but again, Schofield, Coach Clough's talking about they got to contain him because he can hurt you out of the pocket, make plays when there wasn't a play.
And Eagle has a very good defensive front. They rotate about 6 or 7 guys in there, and the leader is Jeremiah Manette, who has 2.5 sacks on the season. Give it off the left side. Good job, McDonald. Switches the ball to his left hand, ran into the back to one of his players and bounced outside and got something out of nothing. Instead of a loss, maybe about a gain of about a half yard, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 yards to go.
Yeah, Eagle brought 2, had a 6-man coming at the line. Everyone held their gap that time. They did a nice job of keeping the back contained.
So 3rd down and 5. The ball on the Mustang 33-yard line. Boise trying to keep the drive alive. A nice march here. Started at the 12. Schofield, quarterback draw off the middle. He's got the 1st down and more. Cuts to the outside. Tackled from behind by Luke Makita, but not before another Brave 1st down. And they're all the way inside the 29 or 20 at the 15-yard line.
Great call. I mean, that was just a perfect call. They had him spread out. Trevor took it 1 step, and there was just nobody left in the middle.
Well, Schofield, a 3-year starter.
3-year starter.
A lot to be said for experience, and you know, Boise trying to break this 21-game losing streak, a 29 years losing streak to the Eagle Mustangs, and looking good here on this 2nd drive of the game. It started at their 12. They're now at the 15. Rich again in motion. This time he's going to continue it to the sideline, and inside it goes to McDonald. He pulls tacklers with him across the 10 up to about the 9-yard line, and another positive gain on first down, Coach.
Every time they get through that first level, it's like there's trouble because there's not a lot of guys left. They're bringing guys on the edge, and Boise High is just doing a really good job of carving out a running lane between the tackles.
Got an injured player on the field for the Brave, down at about the 9-yard line. So for Boise, Coach, a team that, you know, has had its struggles in the last 25 or so years. Mike Altieri with a record of 20-26 in his 6th season as the coach. And Coach Burden, that's a pretty good record.
What he inherited and where they are today, this is one of the most amazing jobs in the Valley. I'm gonna say he has and took over the hardest football coaching job in the Treasure Valley. And he told us in the interview, he was incredible to listen to. He said it wasn't about X's and O's, it was about culture. Right? He's like Boise High doesn't need more X's and O's. They need to change the culture, and he's embraced the North End. He's embraced the culture of Boise High, and man, you can just see it out there. Their numbers, what do you say, went from 30 when he took over the program total.
When he took over the player, he took it over, and his first season was the COVID year in 2020. At 30 players this year, they got about 150 kids in the entire program. They had about 45 kids out yesterday on the JV team, and it's two pretty different teams. I'm sure they have a few swing players, but for the most part, and there's a lot of young players on this varsity team. They're starting 2 or 3 freshmen out there.
They're starting 2 freshmen on defense, of all places, 3 or 4 sophomores on both sides of the ball. And their freshman team is competing toe-to-toe with everybody. I think they've only lost 2 games. One to Eagle yesterday by 6 or 8, and to Rocky by 6 or 8, and they beat Mountain View and everybody else. They're very, very, very excited about this freshman group coming up. But my gosh, this varsity team, it looks tough.
Yeah, and Justin Lowry, the right tackle, number 55, is being helped off the field. So that Boise offensive line has been dominant in this drive, and they lose one of their key cogs, and right tackle Justin Lowry, a sophomore. So we talk about young players, and there's a young one in Lowry, and he is being helped off the field very slowly.
And depth is a big issue, especially when you're playing young guys. It's a bigger issue because you don't have a lot of people to kind of reach down and step up.
Theo Stephanakis will come in at right tackle. Schofield's going to keep it, goes to his left and his right, and twists it down on the play. Making the tackle is middle linebacker Jackson LeBeau.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Eagle there, getting off some blocks. They kind of contained Trevor that time. He didn't really have an opportunity to get through. These are going to be 2 very physical downs here. I would think Boise High may go for it if they get close.
Well, it's 3rd down and 2. A couple tight ends on the field here, just one wide receiver. Rich widens out to the right side, and they run McDonald, and he goes headlong into about 2 or 3 different Mustangs. Luke Makita, number 5, the junior, leading the way.
Right off the edge there. Great call, great play. They kind of ran right into some unblocked guys, and Eagle did a great job of shutting that run down.
So onto the field is James Miller. Coach Altieri is going to take the attempt here at the 3 points. It'll be a 25-yard attempt. Miller gets a good hold, and the kick is up and good. So with 2:28 to go in the first quarter, the Brave are up 3-0. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the Week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
This is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
There's Coach Mike Altieri in his 6th season, 20-26 record. Really is focused on culture and hiring a good staff. And the mark of a good leader, Coach, is how you model good behavior to those below you, like in the workplace. But it's the same for coaching, and he's hired a really good group of guys super committed to this program.
Both his coordinators has been with him this whole time for 6 years. That shows you and tells you an awful lot about what he's building there.
Looks like it's going to be Bowen Blackburn who will take it about 11 for the Eagle. And Blackburn up around the 30, but a flag behind the play. And Eagle's probably going to start from back inside the 20-yard line. It was an 80. Well,
pretty good return set up there. Not sure what the flag is, but it doesn't seem that it's going to bode well for Eagle.
So the James Miller field goal cashes in on the drive that started at Boise's own 12-yard line. A very good-looking drive, but give Eagle some credit for bowling their backs inside the 10, Coach.
They did. They had a nice play to kind of take them out of that go-for-it range. Boise High took the points. I mean, they're up 3. I think a year ago or 2 years ago, they got behind so quick. They kind of got deflated on the sideline, and I know that was a big key for Boise High. And honestly, they've done a fantastic job of keeping their kids moving the ball, clock moving, all those things that are going to bode well for Boise High.
So Austin Ramsey, second drive here for the Mustangs. Look and see if they can get some points. A designed run here for Ramsey, who's tripped up and dives up to around the 20-yard line, down at the 24, and it'll be a first down, a gain of 10 for Ramsey.
Yeah, it was a nice play, run pass option, put him on the move, got him on the perimeter. They dropped, and he took advantage of that with his legs. It's very well designed, nice play by the Cube.
It's first down and 10. Ramsey got 10, and not a lot of designed runs for Austin Ramsey, but he's really good at getting out of the pocket and creating with his feet.
I think that's something that they may want to do a little more of, but I know they're a little concerned about keeping him healthy. But the RPO like that kind of lends to some of that. Not a design run, but take advantage of his athleticism, because the kid can run. I mean, he is extremely athletic.
Yeah, and he was a runner first, and he's developed the passing game over the last 3 years, and that's one of the calling cards of James Clough, is developing offense and developing quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's been here for 3 years as well. He rotated, played an awful lot as a sophomore, but he was in that running back at that time, like you're saying.
It was him and Davis Harsin, and he was the running quarterback.
And he was the kind of the running guy that would come in and change a pace. But yeah, this young man has really developed into an incredible high school quarterback. I know they rave about him, his leadership, his play. So there's a lot of good quarterbacks in this Treasure Valley right now that are really fun to watch, and the 2 here tonight are as good as we're going to probably see.
So Ramsey switches Bolt to the other side of the formation, the big 6'5" junior Bolt. Ramsey again. They see something they like there. Ramsey puts his head down across the 35 up to about the 36, and another first down for the Mustangs.
I think you're right. They're kind of collapsing that edge there. Nobody's containing Ramsey, and they're occupying them with a receiver, and so there's a lot of running room for him.
Coach, you were one of the first guys to run the spread in this valley. Why is it such an effective offense?
You know, back in 2003, we were the only team to be full-time shotgun. It was like unheard of. But it just puts you, it isolates you. It really creates some mismatches.
Burnham's going to come back into the backfield, and he gets his first carry of the game, and he's going to power the pile across the 40 up to the 41-yard line. A gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Boise High played that pretty good, but the strength of him and his leg drive still gave him an extra 2-3 yards.
Yeah, he's not a big guy, but he's a super strong guy, and he's got this will and a fight as a running back that we just really haven't seen in many years, since maybe like a Mark Stopchinski in the early 2000s.
You know, that's a great one. Another one I was thinking of is a Donnie Heck that played for Eagle. You know, just they're little guys, but they're so explosive, and here you see that again.
Yeah, this time to the left side of the formation, and they put the ball right up on the 50-yard line, and the Mustangs making good hay here.
I think Boise High's kind of in that limbo mode on the contain on that outside area. The ends are taking the dive. They're focused on the run, and they're a little bit soft on the perimeter. And you know, kudos to Coach Clough, you know, getting into that where they're able to take advantage of it.
The big Eagle offensive line averages about 276 pounds, starting to really open some holes here on drive number 2. Cooper Murphy, California transfer, in motion, and again running, but then flipping it to Murphy for another first down. A run pass option there.
Every single option they took away. Immediately the run, then they came up and did a great job on the perimeter, but what an amazing play by Ramsey, having the pass option at the very end, seeing the open guy. That was a great play by him. Yeah,
nice play by Ramsey, and that was the last play of the first quarter. We'll be back in a moment with more of the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
Eagle High head coach James Clough in his 3rd season, 22-4 record. Coach Verdon, and you know him well.
I know him very well. He's done an incredible job at Eagle, creating a beautiful culture. He's actually a perfect coach for this job. I told him that after his first year. I think he's just meant here to be here.
And Ramsey keeps it. Burnham wanted it, and he pulled it out late. And the ball popped out, but I think Ramsey was down by contact.
Yeah, I think he forced that a little bit. They kind of sat back, and he pulled it, and the guy actually put a helmet on the ball, and it came out. Eagles very fortunate they recovered it.
Ramsey lost his helmet. Popped off. There's a flag down on the play. Flag at about the 38-yard line, right in the middle of the field. 5-person officiating crew tonight. And he's going to have to come off unless they want to use a timeout. And the backup looked like we were going to have Cole Jones, but instead they're going to see what they're going to do here. Jackson LeBeau goes into the game. They had the backup junior Cole Jones on the field. Instead, I think we're going to see some sort of a wildcat here as LeBeau ran onto the field. And this play, by the way, is our last play was a penalty on the Mustangs. It was a personal foul, 15-yard penalty, so it pushes the ball all the way back inside of Mustang territory at the Eagle 47-yard line.
Boy, that's the one thing Eagle just kills that momentum for those guys there. They have a big hurdle here. What's it, 2nd and 25?
Yeah, 2nd and 25. Loss of down, and a couple of Mustangs in motion up top, and it'll back up another 5 yards.
You know, we mentioned this a little bit. Eagles been a little slow to start this season, and that was kind of one of the keys. We're like, hey, they got to kind of get out of the gates here a little bit. And you can see that happening with these guys. Penalties.
Penalties is really what it's been, Coach. There's been a lot of penalties in the first half of all 3 games this season. They've had a number of touchdowns actually called back because of penalties, including a long punt return in one of the games, and that's been a backbreaker for the Mustangs. And you know, a couple of these games they probably could have had a couple more touchdowns. They were the dominant team, and the scores really weren't fully indicative of that because of the slow starts due to penalties.
It's tough. It's just they kill a drive, and it kills momentum. And this could both Boise High is if they could get the ball back without Eagle on the scoreboard again, that's a real game changer for the first half here.
We have some discussion down there on the field. So, Coach, what's your 2nd and 29 play of choice?
Yeah, I think it's try to get a first down and mean 10 yards and just go from there. Boise High is probably going to sit back a little bit. They're probably not going to want to give them a big play or a one-on-one opportunity. I think you can run the ball here.
And Ramsey, by the way, still on the sideline because they didn't get a run that last play. So Burnham is playing a Wildcat quarterback here.
Oh my.
He's got Makita in the backfield with him, and he runs to the right, breaks the first tackle, still on his feet, looking to get to the outside, bounces out behind the block of Heaton, still on his feet, and I think he just got all 29 yards right there. He's pretty darn close. He got knocked out on the far sideline. Let's see where they spot it. If he doesn't get it, he's probably within a yard or two, and a nice play out of the Wildcat formation.
A little short there. That offensive line for Eagle just absolutely caved Boise High down. The one guy left couldn't tackle Barnum, and he just did the rest himself.
Yeah, Spencer Washoe, the right tackle, and the right guard Jeremiah Dutchover, a sophomore and a junior. Again, Burnham has it. Surges up to around the 30-yard line, just shy of the first down. It'll bring up 4th down and about 1.
4th and 1. I'm
calling a long
pretty sure they're going to go. Great movement again by the guys up front. Boise High is really making it difficult on some of these shorter downs.
You dare play action pass it here, Coach? Pull it out of the breadbasket and hit Murphy somewhere in the flat?
I don't think you're going to see Boise High lighting them up. I think they're pretty content playing what they're playing.
Murphy comes to the bottom of the screen.
They're loading the box a little bit, but they're not bringing them.
2 tight ends in there for Eagle. They run behind those 2 tight ends, and Burnham is drugged backwards in a nice play by Boise, as that's going to shut the drive down. About a yard shy of the first down, and the Mustangs turn it over.
They just got off a block. What a great job by the front of Boise.
So there's a flag on the play. And let's see what comes of this. Shiloh Machu, the senior, was one of the first guys in there, but about 7 white jerseys around the ball, and everybody keying on Noah Burnham on that play. And it looks like this is going to go against the Braves. Still no call. It'll be a face mask called against Boise. And the Brave had him, but somebody grabbed the face mask, and that'll bring up a first down for the Mustangs, marching off the 15 yards. They'll spot the ball. Yeah, let's take a look at it right there. It's hard to tell where the face mask came, but the helmet came off, so that's a good indication that there was somebody grabbing at the
helmet's off, and yeah, he swarmed it. So we didn't have a great view there, but that penalty, big break for Eagle.
And it actually brings Burnham out of the game. And Zay Wright will go into the backfield to the left of the quarterback, Ramsey. Ramsey back to pass. 4 wide receivers in the formation. Down the seam and caught for the Eagle touchdown. Nice pass down the seam from Ramsey to Murphy.
They got him exactly. He got great leverage, run the vertical down the middle, crossed the safety's face. Noah put it right on him. Good catch, because the guy recovered and hit the ball, raked his arms, and he still held on. That was a great catch.
Cooper
Good
Murphy,
throw.
the senior transfer from Murrieta Valley, California, with the game's first touchdown. And out now for the point after is Madden Bear. Snap is put down by Murphy, got it down just in time, and Bear kicks it through with a flag, though, on the field. And it looks like that flag's going to be against the Brave. So the extra point counts, and with 9:43 to go, it's now Eagle 7 and Boise 3. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
And the landscape has changed even in high school football. And with the growth of the Valley, all the teams now are getting a lot of transfers. There's a great example one there in Cooper Murphy.
Yeah, there are an extreme amount of transfers coming in. Kids wanting to play in certain schools, certain boundaries. That really opens up and creates the competitiveness of high school football is really good. Really good athletes running around out there.
Yeah, Murphy, a transfer from Murrieta Valley, California. Last year as a junior was all league in a pretty good conference in the Southern California area. Gage Canfield, the starting left tackle tonight, a transfer out of Utah. So, you know, just a few actually, a few other transfers as well. And these are kids that are just relocating to the Valley.
And you add 2 or 3 kids like that to your team, it can change the dynamics immediately.
It was an 86-yard drive there for the Mustangs.
Well, and they relied heavily on their 2 guys, right? Noah picked up a big first down, and then Austin delivered a great ball across the middle for a touchdown. So this is a big drive for Boise High here. This little momentum change here. So we need to see if Boise High going to stay patient or try to you know, maybe push the ball downfield a little bit. So they have to be careful here. But it'd be nice for them to have a nice drive here to kind of get some of that momentum back.
Schoolfield loses it, gets it back, now runs to the right, now comes out of there on the left side of the formation, and looks like he's going to pick up the first down.
And he bobbled his snap a little bit. I don't know if that changed the play, but they are running some design runs with him. They did mention they would, and I can see why. The kid is very, very productive running the ball. That was a big-time run.
Yeah, nice job. Switching the ball to the left hand and running to that left side, bringing us up a second down and 1. So trips to the bottom of the screen.
Kind of see if Eagles sits back or if they'll take a shot here. Well, it's like Eagles playing 2 safeties back, so they need to be a little careful here.
Again, a quarterback draw up the middle, and I think Schoolfield doesn't get there. It'll bring up third down and short.
Yeah, I think he's short. They had some really fast penetration there, and he just couldn't get out of it.
That was the inside linebacker, Anthony Butler, the leading tackler. Played mostly JV last year. Eagles had great linebackers the last 3 seasons, and he just kind of had to wait his time. He's got a shot now, and he's really shown out so far this season.
That's the luxury of an Eagle, is they have the ability to play more seniors and a few juniors.
A couple sophomores this year, yeah, but about half seniors. And the run off the left side on 3rd and 1, and that might be enough for the first down.
Boy, the corner made a great play there. He saw the ball. I thought maybe he held him short, but he got off his block and made an incredible run there, or tackle on the perimeter.
So Boise picks up the first down. Ball spotted at the 28.
I tell you, I said this earlier, but Boise High, in my opinion, is doing a really good job of just keeping the game under control. They're not trying to launch the ball downfield. They're waiting to get that moment, I think, and they're moving the ball, moving the chains, clock's moving.
I was going to say they're eating clock. Rolling right, Schoolfield. He's got a man caught, and good for a first down.
Yeah, they tried to kind of spring Rich on a little corner there, and Trevor did a great job of just taking what they gave you. They gave you the underneath route. He delivered the ball. Now the chains are moving.
Cade Summerfield got open on the outside, and it's a first down and 10, 12-yard gain.
I like the call. I think that was a really good call, safe call. You give your quarterback a chance to get on the edge. You had a little smash route going on there, a little short route with a deep corner over top of it.
Yeah.
Trevor made the right read, and they're moving the ball.
Play action holds the linebackers, and then once Schoolfield gets out on the edge, you kind of put those linebackers in no man's land, right? And leave that flat open. Yeah. 4-down lineman for the Mustangs. McDonald empties, and again the quarterback draw, and Schoolfield's got to be careful with that football. Swims ahead up to about the 40.
Yeah, 34 kind of overran his block there. That defensive end got his hands on Trevor, slowed him down, kind of messed the timing up there on that play.
New defensive tackle in the game, number 55, Carter Smith, one of, as I mentioned, about 5 or 6 different players that'll rotate in on that Eagle defensive line. We'll see some Gavin Miller and big Lincoln Swenson, the 6'6", 220-pound defensive end as well, number 99. 4-down lineman for the Mustangs. Double high safety.
Rich in the backfield.
Oh, and almost thrown right into the waiting arms of Snooks. And he can't pick it off, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long. Bad decision, the first one of the game there for Schoolfield.
I would think so. They had another RPO going on, kind of a choice sit route there. He kind of got away from him. I think he could have put it on him, but he just overthrew it. And boy, that was not where you don't want to overthrow a short pass
in the middle of the field.
Yeah, in the middle of the field. So Eagle was kind of sitting over top of all those routes, and if he set it down, it might have worked out for him, but those two just weren't on the same page.
3rd down and 8 from the 40. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Tight end to the right side. Empty backfield. Schoolfield puts Rich in motion to the left side. Trips now to the top. Eagle adjusts, and we're going to have a timeout as the Brave coaching staff didn't like what they saw there, and they're going to talk about it with 6:28 to go here in the second quarter.
So Eagle was sitting back. They weren't bringing heat. They weren't blitzing. But I think the formation got out of hand there for them. They were trying to get back into the right formation and ran out of time. But they were moving Rich around. I don't know if they were trying to get him isolated there in the slot.
You know, for so many years, Boise High's always playing from behind, right, Coach? And when you have, more players, more depth, now you can play a game like this, right? Where you're not always trying to pass the ball and keep up because you don't have the defense. They actually have a defense this year, and they're showing that if they can run the ball like this, they can play with anybody in this valley.
There's not been a Boise High team in my time that has ran the ball as effectively as these guys have. Meaning they're committing to that. Because Boise High always felt like, we're not any good. We're just, kind of resigned to the flag. Yeah. And that creates a faster pace scoring on your defense. So I think this is a great game plan by Boise High. It's a fun game to watch.
3rd down and long, 8 yards to go. They'd love to pick this one up. Rich goes to the top of the screen again. Back to pass. Schoolfield still looking. Steps up and is knocked down. Sacked by number 19, junior Braden Peterson.
Yeah, they really tried to run some long routes there. They're trying to get Rich all the way across the field. Eagle did a great job of rerouting him, keeping him out of his route, and they just ran out of time. Actually, it was blocked pretty well. They just ran out of time. The routes could not develop in time.
So loss of about a half-yard on the play, and back deep to receive the punt is Colin Duarte, and that's a big punt there. Duarte fair catches it at the 15, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs with 5:45 to go in the second quarter, holding a 7-3 lead over the Boise Brave.
Big drive again. They all are at this point of the game. I mean, every field position matters right now because it's going to make or break it. We're at such a low-scoring game that anything to keep Eagle from having a big play here is going to bode well for Boise. They really have to keep them from having a big play.
Ramsey with an empty backfield. They spread him out and run the quarterback up the middle on the draw up to about the 26. And a nice gain on 1st down for the Mustangs.
Yeah, good safe call by James. I think he's just trying to give him a little more room, pick up half of it, make it more manageable. Boise High is pretty content sitting in there too high over top of everything, which I think is a great idea. You really don't want to give Eagle a chance to launch one downfield.
Ramsey got the play from the sideline. Rams in, says it to everybody in the huddle. They break it with 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Now Bolt will switch formations. A 6'5" tight end to the top of the screen. They want him down the middle, and they hit it. Nice job by Bolt to break it. If he can get the stride going, he can go all the way. The stripped attempt from behind is no good, but Rich saves the touchdown and knocks Bolt down at the Brave 30-yard line. Nice play design there, moving the tight end from one side of the formation to the other.
Tough matchup. They brought heat. They were one-on-one out there, and you miss a tackle and you give up a lot of yards.
Oh, Ramsey gets hit hard, knocks the helmet off. Good job by Ramsey. He was about to go down at the line of scrimmage, used his hand to stay up, picks up 5 yards, and he'll once again have to come out of the game. 2nd time this quarter that he's lost his helmet. And let's see if they'll go to what they did last time, which was letting Burnham run out of the Wildcat, and Burnham comes in from the sideline, gives the play to his teammates.
Yeah, it's not a
And
bad.
it'll be a Wildcat again here.
Not a bad play to waste or to use with your quarterback on the sideline, putting that guy back there with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, 2nd down and 7, and he's going to run the left. Now comes back to the right behind the block there, a Bolt, and a flag behind the play, and I think they may get Landon Bolt here for a hold.
Yeah, the guys up front did a great job. They really set that run up well. He hit it nicely. Maybe somebody got their hands outside of their frame here a little bit, but you can just feel now Eagles kind of grabbing the momentum. And again, it come down to that 2nd and 5. You know, Boise High tried to light them up a little bit. They brought pressure. You live by the sword, die by the sword. They got a big tight end. He made a nice play. Now we're on the other side of the field. So
yeah,
big penalty here, though.
This is going to move Eagle backwards. It looks like it's a holding penalty.
Big break for Boise.
Still no, we didn't get an official signal based on the spot. I think it was a hold. It looked like Bolton might have been the one who got called for it. And so Ramsey back into the game. The quick toss outside to the junior Makita. He splits the defenders, making moves and going into the end zone. Luke Makita. 37-yard touchdown reception. Caught it right at the line of scrimmage and did the rest of his own. Just ran right in between 2 Boise defenders and outright raced the rest into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs.
Nice little boundary quick there. That the safety, he's a freshman. He kind of fit inside the hole, or inside. He lost his leverage, and Makita took advantage of it and just finished the run. Nice little play, well executed. One little wrong run fit, and that gives up a big play.
So Bear looks like he might have faded that one inside the bar, and he did. Madden Bear makes it now 14-3, and it was Austin Ramsey with the quick pass outside, and watch the junior Makita do the rest. Splits the defenders right here for the touchdown. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
There's Coach James Clough, who talking to one of the linesmen, Scott Rudell, and walks away from that conversation and does the old get back. You know, that conversation, my guess was, hey, your coaches are all on the field.
Yeah, there's a lot going on down there, but I will say James has done a nice job play calling, putting his kids in a really good position to have success, and it's a little frustrating when you have to overcome penalties, and his offense has been able to do that.
79-yard Eagle drive makes it 14-3 on the 37-yard touchdown pass from Ramsey to Luke Makita, the third of the Makita brothers to come through this program. Both Ethan and Eli. Ethan just wrapped up his career due to injuries at Boise State, and Eli unfortunately has an injury this year too, and he's playing at the College of Idaho. And Luke, just like his brothers, plays great defense and as an offensive weapon as well.
The Makita family is like many families that you see here at Eagle. You hear long enough, and it's neat to see the brothers start showing up, and now there's even fathers with sons playing.
Bear, short kick, bounds at the 30. Rich has got to get on it, picks it up around the 15, comes to the left. Good pursuit by the Mustangs, and the tackle made by Blackburn, and a late flag comes flying out around the 24-yard line.
Yeah, that caused not being able to cleanly recover that really caused about 10-15-yard loss on that return. There might have been a clip here, but man, it happened way before he threw the flag, so I'm thinking it's probably something else.
Here's the call, and it'll be a hold on Boise, and this will move the ball inside the 20, and it'll be a long field here for the Brave.
It's a really, really tough position for Boise High. I think it's Joel Clark, the OC, to make a call here. You hope you could pick up a first down.
Yeah, you certainly would like to get this ball away from your goal line here, Coach, and at least play a little bit of field position game.
Absolutely. They're having a tough time stopping Eagle now. I think Eagle's kind of settled down offensively.
McDonald with his first carry in a while, bounces it outside, and is run out of bounds.
They're going to call that. Yeah, he brought him down
on the sideline. I think they're going to get another 15.
Yep. Nice run. I mean, they kind of got the edge there a little bit, and really he was able to break, contain, and pick up some yards.
Here's another look at it, Coach.
Yeah, nice job by the back, and everyone's kind of maintaining their blocks enough. And
Jackson LeBeau drug him down out of bounds. Probably could have let go.
Yeah, that's one you'd like to have
a little too
back.
long there, yeah. So now
there's a
Boise
second flag out there. I don't know if they're going to offset or
were they both for the same thing. Let's see. Still haven't had a call from the white hat.
See James down there rallying his kids, getting them focused, getting them to to get dialed in and not get too carried away emotionally here.
Talk a lot of timeout called by the Mustangs, and we'll keep it here. We talk a lot about the culture change for Boise, but in his 3 years so far as the head coach, James Clough has done a good job kind of rewriting the culture at Eagle. Not that it was bad, but after Paul Peterson, some up and down times with Coach Hartz, and James has come in and kind of brought a little bit of a different twist to the culture here.
You know, Eagles only had 4 head coaches in its history. Had Mike Glenn, Paul Peterson,
right,
John Hartz, and James
Pretty good
Clough.
coaches, right?
Yeah, great
first
coaches.
Guys
and
won state championships.
I was fortunate. I've actually coached with all 4 of them. So
yeah.
I started my varsity career with Mike Glenn and at Eagle High School. So this place has always been important to me. But yeah, James has done a great job up here. He had a lot of staff turnover last year. They lost both coordinators. He has a new defensive coordinator over here. James is taking control of the offense.
Yeah, calling his own plays. Todd McCauley was the offensive coordinator the last couple of seasons. And the give again to McDonald, who once again bounces it outside, stays on his feet, lowers his shoulder, and looks like he's going to pick up another first down.
I'm really impressed with him. He has done a fantastic job of fitting into the run lanes. Look at him. There's a body on everybody, but he breaks a little tackle, bounces it outside. He's had some really good plays, really good runs.
Yeah, and he gets that one cut and then gets north and south, doesn't waste any time.
You're right. He gets his shoulders square and goes. He's been really a surprise.
Plenty of time here left in the first quarter for the Brave. 3:03 and counting. First down and 10, the ball at the 37. On the Eagles side of the field, McDonald empties and then comes back and gets it. Looked like he was going to empty. And we're going to have a procedure penalty. And the false start will knock it from a 1st and 10 to a 1st and 15.
I tell you, the one thing Eagle has done is they've kind of contained Rich. You know, Rich hasn't been the big playmaker. It's been the running back 5 and Trevor, and their O-line has just done an adequate job of creating some run, which I'm surprised they can run the ball on Eagle as well as they have been.
McDonald behind Schoolfield. Rich is in the slot, and they're going to give it again to McDonald, and he gets about half of the lost yardage back. 2nd and long. It'll be 13 yards to go.
2 yards there.
Yeah,
the backers did a nice job of Eagle just kind of filling their lane, and he didn't have really anywhere to go.
Number 8, it looked like Kai Williams was in on the stop. Also in there, Lucas Triborn, number 22, the senior, who doesn't start but sees a lot of time on the field. Spelling the starting linebackers. 2nd down and 12. Schoolfield back to pass, 2-step drop, flips it outside. Has McDonald, and he loses a yard on the play, and there's Kai Williams, number 8.
Great play by Kai. He tracked that really well, inside out. Didn't give him a chance to catch it and make a play. He put him on the ground right away.
Yeah, nice sure tackle there. Wrapped him up and took him down. So 3rd down and long, and you got to think if they get a half of this, Coach, maybe you go for it here on 4th down?
I'm thinking you got to get close. I don't think the kicker's going to have the ability to make a field goal.
Right?
You get some. You have to get some here.
You got to have a choice here, right? So you got to get some, and then you make a choice if you're Mike Altieri. Schoolfield steps up, has his man. That's a 1st down to Eli Rich.
Wow, that was a small window. Great throw. I was kind of focused on the field because they had 3 out there, but they did a nice job of turning him in on a little skinny post.
Clock stopped momentarily as they move the change, but now it's running. Under 50 seconds to go in the first half. Boise has all 3 timeouts left according to the scoreboard.
Clock's running.
And now they're going to call one and have a discussion between coach and quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't see the time necessarily, but they certainly had the ability to maybe call timeout sooner, but maybe it won't come into play here. But they have the ability to get a first down, so they might need a couple extra downs to get in the end zone. We'll see.
So still a first down. Nice pick up there to Rich, and now Boise's got some options. They got a couple timeouts left, and they know they got a kicker in case they need to go that route. But if you're Boise, you want to get the whole enchilada if you can.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard pressed to take 3 points here, but maybe they will. But I'm pretty sure they're dialing in some downfield routes here. They got to protect the quarterback, maybe move him. I'm not sure what the plan is going to be here, but they could still run the ball. I don't know if Eagle, down here you're thinking a little more pressure.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you blitzing here? Do you bring 5? Do you stick with the 4-man rush?
I think they're got to be a little sensitive of one-on-one matchups here, but it looks to me like they are bringing the safeties down here a little bit.
We got 3 down linemen. Looks like a linebacker's coming, a 4-person rush. Schoolfield has a wide open man, and it's a touchdown.
There's
no flags on the play. Touchdown, Boise.
There was some miscommunication there by the safety in the corner.
The pass, 21-yard strike to Cale Heineken. And Boise, just like that, right back in this ball game. Down 4 now. What a nice play there as the defense sucked up to the quarterback, and Heineken got behind the defense for the touchdown.
Good job by Trevor. Bobbled the snap, picked it up, got on the edge, saw his guy open, put it on him.
It's almost like if it wasn't on purpose, it sure worked. I mean, fumble the snap, that gets the defense up. Now the defense thinks, uh-oh, he's going to run the football, and everybody turns their back on Heikkinen.
Yeah,
and here they see the bobble there, and great
pass. Freeze, and then they just go.
And that's really a great read by Trevor. You don't know what he was going to do. Maybe he was going to run it, but because the receiver got so open, he ran that outside. A great effort there by the senior. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the week. Oops, I guess we're keeping it here. Well, there's Coach Altieri talking to his kicker, Miller, who put that PAT through, making it 14-10 now.
I don't know if they want to squib this, keep it on the ground. What they don't want to do is set up a return here. So sometimes those big, high, long kicks work not in your favor if you're the cover team, because it allows Eagle to set up their return. And Eagle's been pretty good at their return. So this ball might be on the ground.
And Blackburn takes it. He's going to run to his left, trying to get to that wedge. He's got a hole. He's still on his feet. Skips across to the 30. Still on his feet. Cuts back to the middle of the field and knocked down at the 50. 21 seconds to go in the half, and an opportunity here for Eagle on the long kick return by junior Bowen Blackburn.
Man, sometimes you hit a line drive and it gets back there so fast, and he's got a 20-yard head start, and then they had a little crease and he took advantage of it. I think if that ball would have been on the ground sooner, might have helped him, help the cover team out. But good job, Eagle, creating a crease, and good job hitting it.
So
but this is tough. You know, 50 with 21 seconds, they can get something done.
21-yard touchdown pass to Heikkinen makes it 14-10, and Eagle looking like they're going to try to get some points of their own. Quick pass outside to Makita. Makita goes out of bounds with momentum. That'll stop the clock with 17 seconds to go in the half, and brings up second down and short.
Yeah, nice play. You're on the boundary. You know you're going to get the ball out of bounds. They blocked it, picked up 8 or 9. The middle of the field's kind of open here. We'll see what Eagle does. I think in a 3-by-1, they're kind of going one high, but I think in this 3-man front, they're going to Could have maybe tried to get the ball in the middle. See where their tight end is.
They got Makita still in the game to the left.
At the tight end in the boundary, heading right down the middle. There's the ball. Oh, great job.
Oh, wide open. Burnham catches in stride. Touchdown Mustangs. Another long strike. This one 42 yards from Ramsey to Burnham.
So the tight end's going down the middle. Takes two guys with him. Leaves the skinny hash open for the receiver, and a great shot by Burnham. Ramsey.
So
yeah,
that kickoff return looms large here now. Great return by Blackburn in 2 plays. Eagles in the end zone. 50-yard drive in 2 plays.
It's tough. You know, 6A football's tough. One little mistake and they're gonna take advantage of it. And
that was a 10-second drive. 2 plays, 10 seconds, and just like that, Eagle back up by 11 points, Coach. And
yeah,
what a nice pass play there.
Again, Coach Clough, I thought managing the offense a lot better here.
Here's the big play, really, that set this up, which was the nice return by Bowen Blackburn, who's one heck of a rugby player and really has turned into a great running back as well, and then wide open over the top to Burnham.
Yeah, we used to call that play switch. So James runs that. So we got the tight end down the middle. We got a wheel, and then the receiver's kind of reading that option, and the seam was open. He just took it. If the safety would have stayed over top of him, he'd have had the tight end. So they had a 2-on-1 on the safety. Great execution, great play. And they did it into the boundary because they knew they were going to get a little more of the look they wanted there. So good call.
Pretty nice when you got a 6'5" tight end run down the seam as a decoy, right? And that's going to draw defense.
That's what happened touchdown prior is they left him. They stayed a little wide on that. Tight end crossed his face.
Heikkinen trying to make something here for Boise, and he gets knocked down. And that is going to stop the clock with 1 second to go. And my guess is the Brave will just take a knee here and go into the locker room down by 11.
Yeah, I mean, Boise really did so many things really well in the first half. And, you know, I think, you know, they're still in the game. They're only down 11, and they got to feel good about it. But a couple little things, boy, what a difference it would have made. You know, you could think of 2 plays that really changed a lot of momentum. One being the kick. If he'd have put it on the ground, you line drive it to him.
Yeah, you talked about that.
He's got forever to run. And then the penalty that gave them that first down when they had that big stop.
Well, kind of a pedestrian first half, Coach, until the last 2 minutes.
Very true. Yeah.
Boise goes that long drive, and then we have 2 touchdowns in about 10 seconds of play. And that'll do it for the first half of play. The Brave draw within 4 on the touchdown pass to Heikkinen, and then Eagle answers with their own touchdown, a 42-yard bomb from Ramsey to Burnham, and the Mustangs lead 21-10 at the half. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl showdown of the week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
We are at halftime. It's homecoming at Eagle High School, and the homestanding Mustangs leading the Brave of Boise 21-10, along with the coach, Mike Verdon. My name is Vincent Trimboli, and Coach, it was a pretty good first half, and let's go ahead and take a look at those highlights and show you what we've seen so far. Good defense here by the Mustangs as the tackle made by Braden Peterson. The first 3 points of the game were kicked through by Boise's James Miller, and then Eagle answered, or at least momentarily. They stopped them, did Boise. That was a big play, but then they got the ball down the middle of the field to Cooper Murphy for the touchdown, did the Mustangs, and they were up at that point 7-3. And another look at it there. Good route there by Murphy to break it off, and a good pinpoint throw by the quarterback Ramsey. And this was that quick pass outside to Makita. Just split two defenders and then stayed on his feet, staved off the tackle at the 5. And it was a touchdown. Again, here's another look at it. Look at that, right between those two defenders. And Luke Makita, I think, is going to see the ball a lot more as the season goes on, and certainly next year probably a guy that they will feature even more in this offense. Schofield lost the handle there, kind of sucked in the defense, and then the touchdown pass to Cole Heikkinen, and Heikkinen did a good job just sprinting and staying open. It's hard to tell if that was a run or if it was a pass play, but it was just the bobble itself that really sucked up the defense.
The corner may have just saw that opportunity to stay flat-footed and come after the cube.
And then there was only, 27 seconds left, and they kick it to Blackburn instead of, putting one on the ground. And Blackburn takes it up to the 50, and it was just 2 plays for Eagle. First a pass to Makita, and then this, a 42-yard bomb to Burnham.
Yeah, great read, great route. They really set that up very nicely. And again, they got some freshman DBs back there, and Boise High's doing very well with their kids and putting them in a position to compete here.
Great job by our camera crew, our producer, Dominic Shelton, and the director tonight, Jonathan Palmer. Did a good job bringing you the action. And now let's take a look at the statistics. First for Boise, 118 yards rushing. Surprisingly, Coach, they're leading the way. 50 passing yards for the Brave, 168 total for Boise to Eagles 233. And Eagle not doing it as much on the ground right now as they are through the air with Austin Ramsey's right arm.
I think Boise High came in with a fantastic game plan to compete and put themselves in a position to compete and beat Eagle. And they just had a couple plays that kind of flipped the momentum and gave Eagle opportunities. The penalty that extended the drive, and Eagle has took advantage of those, and they've had some big throws, and it's been a very well played game, I think, other than a few penalties here and there. But
yeah, and well played. And proof of that is the statistic at the very bottom, which is 0 turnovers for each team. Coach, we'll talk when we come back about what adjustments you think each team can make here in the second half. Boise's going to have to figure out how to probably pass the ball a little bit more, and Eagle right now really balanced, and we'll talk more about that when we come back. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the Week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
homecoming at Eagle High School. And Coach, I see you let him borrow one of your cars, huh?
Yeah, we wish they were coming out of our garages, don't we?
Yeah, sure do. Yeah, that's a beautiful car. We saw a McLaren and a Lamborghini as well. So Eagle up right now, playing like a Lamborghini, up 21-10. And let's take a look at some more highlights here of the action that we saw in the first half. First, the Boise Brave, and it was really Logan McDonald that set the tone on that first scoring drive for the Brave, Coach.
Yeah, he really has been very effective running the ball. You know, they started off with Trevor running some design runs, and then they were able to kind of open up the running back. He's done a fantastic job hitting the edge, running hard, picking up big yards.
Yeah, and this was all on that second touchdown drive, or I should say the touchdown drive. The first drive, they got 3, and then on the next drive, McDonald was picking up big chunks on the ground.
Yeah, Boise High is maintaining their blocks, and he's a powerful runner. He's done been super effective. And then Trevor there finding the open receiver, finishing that drive.
Yeah, Heikkinen with the touchdown reception. And so we saw Boise's effectiveness on the ground, and here comes the Mustangs on their second drive. They adjusted, Coach, with putting the ball in the hands of the quarterback Ramsey on the ground.
Yeah, they did. They kind of did the RPO, put them on the edge. They saw that, and they took advantage of that. I thought James and the quarterback both are on the same page here, and this is a great play here. Look at that. That's tough to coach that.
Yeah, that's just backyard play. That's like a Mahomes type play.
It is a Mahomes type play, but it's within what they do, you know, so it's not out of the ordinary because they do the run pass stuff, and so he's always looking for that option. Great throw here.
Yeah, to land the ball for the long gain. And what can you say about Austin Ramsey? He was kind of a running quarterback his sophomore year, but has just gotten better and better over his career here at Eagle.
From what I know, he's really put a lot of time in. Like a lot of these kids, he's done a lot of work. He's elevated his leadership, and obviously this is his senior year. Both quarterbacks, you can tell that they're very confident, they're very comfortable, and then they've really played that tonight. Both quarterbacks have done a great job tonight. If they had a play, they made them.
Coach, let's talk about adjustments now. If you're the Brave, you're down by 11. I believe Eagle's going to have the ball first because they deferred. They won the toss but deferred, so they'll have the ball first. And for Boise, what's the key to a comeback? Last year, by the way, Coach, they were down at one point in that game 21-0, made it 21-14, and were in it midway through the quarter. So what did they got to do to get back in it right here tonight?
I think Boise, I said it earlier, they really had a good plan of attack for this game. I don't know if they can vary from that. I think maybe they try to be a little more, pick a shot here and there with the passing game. But other than that, I think they've done a nice job. Where they've got hurt is a couple of the penalties and the kickoff. And if they would have eliminated that, we're talking about a 4-point game. I don't know if I'm panicking if I'm Boise. I think I'm going to try to contain Eagle, keep them from having a big play this first drive.
Sure.
Get them off the field and then just go back and do what you were doing, mixing it up, putting the ball in Trevor's hand, McDonald running.
Yeah, go back to that. Hopefully you stop them, and then you can kind of go back to control the clock a little. Coach, conversely, in about 30 seconds, what does Coach Clough need to do coming out of the locker room?
Well, I think Coach Clough's feeling very happy they're up 21-10. I think he sees his kids are being very opportunistic. When they've had a chance to make a play, they've been making them, and they've overcome some adversity as well. So I think you feel pretty good about Eagle. I think maybe Coach Clough would like his team to maybe go out and put these guys away. So I think this drive is going to be a big drive for them, because if they can go up 28-10, I think that's what Eagle wants to be. And so this is really going to see, is Eagle ready for a state run? This is kind of one of those drives where you look back and go, that's kind of what those teams do.
Yeah, they put games away in the second half, and Eagle has been strong their first 3 games this year in the second half. All right, we'll take one last break, and then we'll come back and have the second half. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the Week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
Welcome back to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the week. We are at half, and the Eagle Mustang fans are rowdy. It's homecoming night, and their Mustangs are up 21-10. Both teams now back out on the field, and we're just a few moments away from kicking off the second half. Let's take a look at what both of these teams have coming up, starting with Boise High School for the rest of the season. You see their first three games, a tough loss to Capital, and then a big win over Laguna Creek. And maybe, Coach, when we have some time here in the second half, we can talk a little bit about both of these teams playing some out-of-state teams earlier in the season, and a lot of other teams in Idaho now playing more teams from Utah, from Oregon, from Washington, and even California. After this Eagle game for Boise, it's Bora, and that's a big game. That's always a pivotal inner-city rivalry game with the Lions, and then tough stretch there the next two games for Boise, and that's really going to be a key stretch for the Brave at Mountain View and at Hawaii, ending the game with 3 road games. For Eagle, coming up next after this, it's a big game next week at Mountain View. Eagles had a nice favorable schedule. This is their third home game in 4 weeks, but now they have to go on the road for 3 games, starting with Mountain View next week, Coach, and that should be a pretty well-coached Mountain View team. They only have 1 loss on the season.
Yeah, Mountain View's going to be one of their bigger tests of the year.
Yeah, and it usually is. The River Division has come down to both Eagle and Mountain View over the last handful of years. They really have been the 2 top teams in the division. And for Boise, you know, even if they end up losing this game tonight, they can still get into that 3rd or 4th place position in the division race. And Boise likes to be up there at the top, or excuse me, Eagle likes to be up there at the top. If you finish first in the division, you play in the district championship, but you also guarantee yourself a playoff spot, and you guarantee yourself a bye. So that's why this game's so important. You want to come out, establish yourself, whether you're Boise or Eagle, early, get to 1-0, and then you have a good chance as you move through the season at potentially getting that first round bye and potentially that district opportunity to win a district or an SIC championship.
Yeah, the state run really helps to win the division. And then seeding after that. So if you want to be second or third, because then you get a home game, you don't have to travel north or travel east. So these division games are extremely important. Actually, it's the whole season. The other games don't play into your seeding.
Yeah, I mean, the first 3 games are nice, and we saw some things from both of these teams early in this game that they didn't show or during those first 3 games. Probably been sitting on some of these plays. We saw some defense from Burnham and you know, Burnham running Wildcat. We haven't seen that in the middle of the field this year as well. So
you have to build to the season and win your division and your conference start, then it's you pretty much don't hold anything back from then on out, especially when you're in a tight game.
So the return men for Eagle on the near side at about the 9 is Zay Wright, number 1, and Blackburn, who had that 40-yard return near the end of the first half that set up the 3rd Eagle touchdown.
We'll see how Boise approaches the kickoff this time.
Yeah, this time they're going to pooch it into that open space there, and it's taken by LeBeau, and Jackson LeBeau runs it up across the 40 in good starting field position to open the second half for the Mustangs.
Very good field position. As a play caller, you're feeling pretty good about starting on your 40.
So they'll spot the ball right at the 40-yard line. 166 yards passing for Austin Ramsey in the first half.
We'll see how aggressive Eagle gets here offensively. I'm thinking they're going to hit a couple of those little boundary quicks here. They're kind of setting that up now. They have some advantage here. They have a freshman on it as a safety. I think we'll see that.
Quick pass outside to Burnham. He's going to run up to the 50-yard line, and then let's see, it'll be close to a first down, and they're going to move the chains here. First down and 10 for the Mustangs. Up to the 50-yard line goes Noah Burnham.
If you notice, a lot of the pass in attack has been on the boundary side. I think they really like their matchup there. They're forcing the hand of some of the younger players at Boise High. Structurally, they have a little advantage as well.
Pretty hard to tackle Noah Burnham. Here they're going to run it again into the boundary coach, and Burnham still on his feet. He can outrace to the 30 here. 20, stiff arm, backs his way out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, and a first and goal for the Mustangs. Noah Burnham getting loose here on the first drive of the half.
You see the 2 bowlers, they matched up perfectly. Burnham just sees it, hits it. I mean, they kind of found a little niche here on the boundary. Boise High is going to have to maybe kind of figure out an adjustment here. I'm not sure how they're going to be able to protect that.
Yeah, nice job by Burnham. Here's another look at it. You're right, the 2 bowlers. Look at Washoe get out there. Big number 79, the sophomore.
The edge, and the big guys did their job. Matched up. They love that running out. They're hitting those little guys on the edge.
They love pulling these. All 5 linemen pull for Eagle. They love pulling their linemen.
Same play.
And again, same play. And a block out front by Makita. Burnham dives into the end zone for another Mustang touchdown.
Well done by James. Well done by Eagle. They kind of found a little Achilles heel here, and the big guys are pulling, matching up. They're making it look pretty easy. This is where I think Eagle would like to be that team that comes out here and just rolls. They start slow. That we could debate why, but there's something that's starting them slow in the bigger games. Not that Boise's not a big game, but you know, the Rockies of the world and people like that. It's possessions matter.
3 touches on that drive, all by Burnham. A 10-yard pass, a 40-yard run, and a 10-yard run to end the drive as the Mustangs lead it now 28-10. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
Three plays, 60-yard drive for the Mustangs. All the yards accrued by Merrill Burnham. And the Mustangs up 28-10. A return here by Heikkinen. And he gets in behind the wedge and is knocked back and around the 25-yard line. Well, now it's all sledding here for the Brave, right? Down by
now you're in a very
18.
You're in a very rocky point right here. You know, they need to get a play, but I don't know if you try to push the ball downfield too soon. You don't want to create another opportunity for Eagle. I think you just stay within yourself this drive, do what you said you were going to do at half, and just slowly try to get this game back under control.
Burnham now with 8 touchdowns, 6 coming in and 2 more here tonight. And here comes Boise trying to run it. And Eagle all over the run on first down.
Initially, it looked like they had it blocked pretty well. The back cut back here a little bit into a bunch of green shirts.
Second down and 10, no gain on the play. Actually, give him a gain of 1. They just moved the stick there to open up second down and 9.
Yeah, McDonald's he's a tough runner too. Very similar to the Eagle running back Burnham.
So out of the shotgun, Schofield, where's Rich? He's in that slot at the bottom. And now there's Rich, wide open. He's got to step on the defense, and he comes back and makes the catch. And knocked down hard on the play, but it was a long gain up to the 30. About a 50-yard gain on the play. Perfect timing there on the pass from Schofield.
Had a great slow play action. Rich just literally ran over top of the safety in the corner. I mean, they just were shoulder square. They didn't even turn. And he got by him, and what a great throw. They needed that. That's a big play. This keeps them alive, keeps the juices flowing over there, keeps the momentum going.
Looks like Rich is off the field, probably getting a break. Plays just about every single play, offense, defense, and special teams. McDonald plowing forward, and look at that, keeping it going. He was dragging defenders for the last 4 yards of that run, Coach.
Man, you were so right. There was very little protection, very little block. Eagle is penetrating really fast right now. The offensive line for Boise High is really having a hard time at the first level, but the back, great run, because that's all him.
Boise now trying to answer the Eagle touchdown. Started this drive at their own 25.
We'll see if Eagle decides to maybe bring a little pressure. Initially, it looks like they're sitting back.
So Rich got hit pretty hard on that play, and he hasn't come back in the last 2 plays. Try to monitor it. Looks like he's just standing there on the sideline. And the run by Schofield, his first run of the second half. Up to the 15, and a nice burst there by the senior quarterback, Trevor Schofield.
Yeah, I don't think he liked what he saw downfield. They're trying to lose some routes, and he just kind of saw the opening in front of him and took off. I imagine
breaking the pocket a lot more this year, and that gave capital fits in their first game of the season.
And Coach Clough said that's one of their keys. They needed to kind of contain him, not let him make plays when there aren't any. Eagles probably going to heat him up here a little bit. Let's see if they got Rich in the game. They can get a one-on-one matchup here.
Eagle with 4 men. Their hands in the ground.
Here they come.
And a blitz coming by Butler, and Butler just slices in there, and that was the senior Anthony Butler. And a late flag comes out, flying at the feet of Butler. And maybe we're going to have a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty here called by the white hat. He didn't like that gesture that Butler made there after the play.
Yeah, Eagle brought pressure right on the edge. They just didn't have enough guys, and he made a nice tackle.
Yeah, Butler just sliced right through there untouched, and they're going to wave it off. So the linesman came up and said something to the white hat. He picked up his flag and waved it off. First down and 10, though, at the 16-yard line for the Boise Brave. 7:36 in counting. We're in the 3rd quarter. It's the 6A SIC River Division opener for Eagle in the green and Boise on the road in the white to give off the right side. Nice cut by McDonald, goes inside the defender and picks up about 3.5 yards. Nice cut there.
It's just he got some yards out of that play. They're kind of outnumbered there. Eagle set the edge. He still managed to get 2-3 yards out of the play, maybe 4. But is this 4th down?
No, 3rd down. 3rd down and about 7.
Oh, that was a nice pickup. I thought I'm a down behind here, so this is a manageable. They can still get a 1st down. This is a big drive. They really need 7 points here.
Not in the game right now. 2 tight ends to the right side of the formation. McDonald slides to the right. They're going to pass, but Schoolfield looked like he was going to break it the whole time. Into the end zone, diving across the goal line is Trevor Schoolfield, and just like that, the Brave answer with a 75-yard march down the field, and they're right back in this one. Let's see if they go for 2 here, Coach, to try to cut the lead to 10 versus 11. And nope, the Miller's out there to kick it away.
Take some points here. Trevor, what a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of covered, they kind of dropped, but that's why Coach Altieri loves this kid. Thinks he's the best player in the state, and that's what your guys do. They come and make a play, and that was all him. Wasn't designed. They had a route. They kind of fell off and covered it. Man, he took advantage of it.
Well, a 13-yard touchdown run by Trevor Schoolfield. Nice run here by the senior as he dives across the end zone. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
$75-yard drive. Nice answer there by the Brave, Coach.
Great job by Boise. Great drive. Quarterback Trevor really did a nice job of taking what they gave you, making a big throw. Great runs. You know, Boise High has a lot of guys playing 2 ways. This is the part that makes me nervous, is special teams.
Kick taken by one of the up men. And this again, LeBeau, nice return out to around the 45-yard line.
It's just so hard on your defense when you're starting at the near midfield. And it just, you kind of take the pressure off of Eagle a little bit, right? They're not down on their 20 where you think about a call. They're here midfield. You feel pretty good about. Can't really make a mistake, and you know that's hard.
Yeah, when you got them backed up, you got options on defense. It kind of takes away the options to blitz and run blitz and things like that.
Yeah.
And now Eagles out basically in the middle of the field, starting great field position at their own 45. Fakes the quick pass out to Burnham, and Ramsey runs it up to about the 49-yard line. The tackle made on the play by big number 34, the freshman Brock Hackett, the middle linebacker.
It's a little safe call for Coach Clough. Little QB draw. Looked like quarterback kind of got a little ankle knee hit. He's staying out there.
Ramsey with Makita in the backfield just in front of him to the left. Now Burnham comes in as well. Using Makita a little bit here as a decoy. Nice job by Burnham to put on the brakes and then go forward and pick up the 1st down. Wanted to stretch it outside. Good outside contained by the Brave, but then Burnham does what he does best. He uses his vision, Coach.
Just Boise played that really well. They made an adjustment, brought an extra guy over to that boundary counter. and he still sees the crease and makes big yards. So
yeah. We
even
talk a
when
lot
you-
about the power, but his vision's spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a vision run. That wasn't just power there. Absolutely. That was a good running back run.
So here's Makita to the right. See if they motion Burnham back in. They do it again. This time they fake the flip to him and go the middle screen, and it's snuffed out. And it's incomplete. Nice play there by big number 7. That's the left defensive end, Thomas Massey, or as they like to call him, Junior Massey, the senior, who hits it, just bangs right into Makita.
So
Boise jars the ball free.
Made an adjustment. They cranking it down a little bit, put in an extra guy over there, and so now we need to see where Eagle is. So they're kind of tightening up, putting an extra run.
Yeah, another guy in the box.
Another guy in the box. They're tightening it up. So now they're in their base. It's 2nd and long. They're playing off.
Give to Burnham. And he's drugged down from behind here by Ashilo Machu. Gain of a couple. Ball up on the 40 now. 3rd down and 7.
It's a big down.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you get him off the field here. Unless Eagle gets probably within a couple yards of that marker, he's probably going to play field position here. So good opportunity for Boise to kind of flip it over if they can get the ball back here.
And Boise's coming after, and they're bringing everybody up. They're not going to give them a chance to.
It's like they're bringing a corner blitz.
They got one-on-one on the outside. It might be a penalty.
Yeah, that Boise defender was grabbing the jersey of Scott Heaton. And that was a pretty good pass. I think without that grab, Heaton might be rolling into the end zone right now, but that's going to move the ball 15 yards up the field. We got a good look at it here, Coach. Look at that, just grabbing it the whole way.
Well, yes, what happens when you know, and Boise made a good call there. They're one-on-one, and I guess
here's the thing, you know,
it's either the penalty or a touchdown. Possibly.
Yeah, you know, the pros, that's to the spot, but here it just moves it 15 yards down the field. It's not an automatic 1st down anymore, but by yardage alone, they picked up the 1st down, and it's 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs. That puts the ball on the 25-yard line. We just had a sideline warning there on the Mustangs.
That's a Spitfire 1st down.
Well, I do like what Boise did. They had to commit to the run to stop, brought pressure, and then the only option they had was to throw the fade. Misfortunate of the PI, but
maybe a spot.
That was a good call.
Spot here for Murphy down the seam, and they're going to give it though instead to Burnham, who runs off the right side. And a nice block there by the tackle Canfield. Burnham picks up 3, 2nd down and 7.
Nice block there, and then a nice play by the middle backer there.
The freshman Hackett
making a tackle solo on Burnham is no easy task.
Yeah, Boise starting a couple freshmen on defense, Hackett and Connor Tracy. Gotta grow up quick. This is the 6A SIC, big boy football here in the state of Idaho. Empty backfield. Now Burnham comes into it. He's going to motion to the right. They throw it out to him. There's a whistle before the play. So, be an offensive foul. Probably some sort of procedure. It is. And the Mustangs will move backwards 5 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 13 now with 3:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Eagle on top of Boise 28-17. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl showdown of the week alongside the coach Mike Verdon. My name is Vincent Trimboli, and they wind the clock now and move it after spotting the football at the 27-yard line.
So it's 2nd and long. I'm thinking, you know, Eagle offensively, that they kind of can do about anything. Maybe a quick pass, maybe a run. I think you're going to see a more passive defense by Boise High. So that gives them a chance to maybe hit them when they're a little soft. And 3rd down, they're probably going to bring the heat again.
You know, barring a big loss on any one of these upcoming plays. Probably 4 down territory too, right?
4 down territory, yeah.
And Blackburn, the junior, is the running back in the game.
So 2 high safety, they're back.
Ramsey steps up, goes to Heaton. Heaton leaps for the ball. Touchdown! Great catch there by Scott Heaton, but there's a flag back at the 31-yard line, and I think this is coming back as Eagle has really hurt themselves all season. Maybe an illegal man downfield potentially here coming up, and that's gonna take it back.
Holding.
It's a holding call, right?
What a great coverage, but just outmanned. I mean, great throw. He high pointed it, but the guy was right on him. What a great play.
Scott Heaton, a name we've called once tonight blocking, but one of a bevy of weapons. Eagle really has 7 guys that can catch the ball, and Heaton, and also we've called out Murphy's names, a Wright, Aiden Kendricks. We're going to have a couple looks of the play. Natik Kohlberg as well, Luke Makita. We've seen several of them here tonight. And you can see, I'm trying to spot if we can see that hole, but what a heck of a catch there. And back to live action, and they throw a pass out to Landon Bolt. Yeah, one more look at it. I can't tell where the hole is. Maybe on Canfield.
Yeah.
Nice job by Heaton.
Just everything was right for everybody. DB played it right, receiver, quarterback, and then just it was a good pitch and catch.
And a good no call there, by the way, by the officials, as both guys were fighting pretty equally there, and Heaton was able to spring free and get those hands up there. But you can see the weapons that Eagle has. Kohlberg, by the way, in the game, number 9 at the bottom of the screen. And Dallin Snooks also into the game, plays safety now, but has been a receiver his previous 2 seasons for the Mustangs. He's number 14 in the slot. Ramsey's going to roll to his right. He's got some room to run. Instead, he throws it, and it is, wow, tipped up in the air by the Brave and caught. Nice job by Zay Wright on that far sideline. The defender tipped it up in the air, had a pretty easy interception, went right through his hands. And if you're the freshman Tracy, boy, you'd love to have that back. Instead of intercepting it, it winds up in the waiting arms of Zay Wright, and it's a first down for the Mustangs up to the 12-yard line.
Eagles just converted some big 3rd downs. I mean, that's another one. You know, that could have been a difference between them off the field, and now they have the ball in the 10.
Yeah, fortuitous bounce there, and Zay Wright, Johnny on the spot. First down and 10. Heaton is a receiver at the bottom. They're gonna roll out, and caught by Murphy, his 2nd touchdown of the game. Good job there. Every time we get that run pass option, it's been difficult for Boise to stop, Coach. Another touchdown for the Mustangs, a 12-yard strike.
It's worked really well when they're able to get the quarterback on the edge, on the perimeter. It just puts so much pressure on the defense, and he's really made really good decisions. He's ran the ball well, and he's fit up some really good throws like this one. He kind of had that window, and he got it. He got it stuffed inside there.
Well, our guys have done great with the replays all night. Great play fake there by Ramsey. Gets to the line of scrimmage, sucks in the defense, and tosses his 2nd touchdown pass tonight to Cooper Murphy. And the Mustangs up now 35-17. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
So Eli Rich back into the game will receive this kick, and the last 3 Mustang drives have been short, 50, 60, and 55 yards respectively.
Yeah, it's really hard on the defense when they're able to start with such good field position.
Well, Rich takes it at about the 4. He's running to his left, and he's tracked down from behind. Nice tackle on the play there. That was Duarte, Colin Duarte, is a maven on special teams. And a long field again for the Brave. They will start at their own, we'll call it 20, 15-yard line.
You can kind of see the special team effect of this game. You know, with the kickoffs in particular, with the field position Boise has compared to what Eagle's been getting. And I think a lot of that contributes to depth, you know, where Eagles a lot more fresh. They have more guys that they can use that are not starting and playing.
Well, and they have several guys that play both ways, but they have so many weapons on offense that they're able to rotate those guys in. So, yeah. You might play an extra 10 or 15 snaps on the other side of the ball, but you know, you're still pretty fresh when you go in there and they're able to rotate those players through the lineup.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a big thing for Eagles. They do kind of spot play guys as opposed to full role guys.
1:11 and counting to go in the first quarter. 2nd down and 5. Boise sticking here with the run, and give them credit. They fought back after the last touchdown, and they used the run to start that drive. And let's see if they mix in some more of Schofield's feet here. They're going to spread them out. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. Rich, the inside man on the trips. Jaden Walker, the running back, in there, and a fumble there. Actually, a fumbled snap. And
they've had a handful of those bobbled snaps, low snaps. I'm not sure.
It was weird there. I thought Schofield actually had the ball, but he must have bounced off his hands, and one of the linemen picked it up right around the line of scrimmage, and they actually gained about a yard.
Picked it off the ground and handed it off.
Oh, did he?
The snap has been pretty problematic for Boise High right now. So that makes it a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. We'll see what Eagle decides to do here. They've been content just sort of sitting back, not giving up a big play and letting their front 7 just play, stop the run.
So Eagle definitely wants to get their offense back on the field, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of play. When we come back, it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Brave. You're watching the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the week.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.
Third down and a long 3 here for the Brave. Again, Schofield drops the snap, gives it to Walker. Walker's just dragging defenders across the 25, and it's a 1st down. Eagle had him about 3 yards from the line they needed to get to, which was the 25, and Walker carried him with him for 4 yards and a 1st down.
Eagle really attacked that side, scraped the backer over, crashed in, had everything right. Walker just carried him over the 1st down line.
And Jaden Walker, a sophomore.
Great run.
Nice run. Giving McDonald Oh, break here. Let's see if McDonald's back in the game or they stick with Walker. And Walker stays in the game but goes to the trips to the top of the screen.
So 3 down front here. Eagles really trying to.
They're sitting back here.
They're in 0 or no back.
Again
the
Schofield, yeah, fumbles the snap, still on his feet. It's almost like it's certainly not by design, but it does have a positive effect sometimes because the defense, changes what they're doing.
He's handled it well, and they've been very opportunistic with it. They've had some plays.
It's almost like a form of a sleight of hand trick, right? Where it's like, and then all of a sudden he picks it up. Everyone breaks their lanes a lot of times when they see a fumble, and it actually opens things up for the offense. So a 9-yard gain there for Schofield, and it's 2nd down and 1. Boise running out of time, though.
Having a 3-year starter back there, handling that with some composure, very helpful.
Boise taking some time here. Under 11 minutes to go now in regulation.
I think they only have 10 guys.
The Eagle only had 10 guys. So
no, Boise. I think Boise had 10, and
they called the timeout.
Timeout.
So 2nd down and 2. We'll keep it here. Unless we hear otherwise. So Boise found success in that last drive running the football, and they're kind of going back to it here, Coach, but time is not their ally right now.
Yeah, it's getting to that point where you're needing some chunk plays to happen, and 2nd and 1 or 2 could be an opportunity. Eagles being pretty content playing over top of everything, so it's one of those situations where you take what they give you, and they might be able to find something in the middle of the field with those 2 safeties if they can protect it or play action into it, which could be on a 2nd and short, might be an opportunity for them. But then again, that's a scary throw over the middle of the field with 2 safeties.
Yeah, sometimes you're going to, almost like a free down on 2nd and 2, but they really committed to this run, and they go back to it. This is Walker, and he goes through the middle and picks up the 1st down, still churning his legs. And Jaden Walker, the sophomore, gets it up to the 38, and it's 1st down and 10 again for the Brave. Not giving up in this one, Coach.
No, I think they're staying in their game plan. They're not going to panic. They don't want to put themselves in a bad position. Eagles obviously sitting back, not wanting to give up the big play, so Boise is trying to fit their offense into that.
Camden Harrison, number 21, a nickelback on the field now for the Eagle Mustangs.
So they're dropping 8.
Schofield on a line down the field, and it's caught. They give him the reception, and a flag comes out.
He probably got another little PI on the receiver, but with the catch, they'll take it. But again, there's what you're left to as you go. It's number 1, I think.
Well, that was number 4, actually, for Boise. Yes.
Great
Sommerfeld, Cade Sommerfeld with a nice catch, despite being fouled on the play.
Yeah, great play. Had a one-on-one matchup. Take a shot. You need that catch. They got it. So Boise High still there, still in striking distance.
Look at that. What a nice play.
Yeah, great concentration.
Keep our eyes on those replays, man. They come fast and furious.
So Eagles still pretty content to sit back, but I think they're going to bring some heat, and Boise High needs to be ready for that when it happens. This Eagles kind of affected them a little bit.
Boise on the 24 now in the Mustangs territory. The give. This is McDonald back in there fighting through defenders. ripping his jersey away. Inside the 10 he goes. It'll be first down and goal for the Brave.
Wow, I really like that McDonald kid. What a nice run here.
Yeah, I mean,
they did block it. They had a body, and he gets into the second level, and he just goes.
well, they had a hold of his jersey, and he literally just ripped it away by lurching forward. It was like, get off my jersey.
He did. He's
Oh, it's beautiful.
scrappy, tough runner all night. But nice play. Stay in Boise High again, taking what they give them. Eagles playing off, giving them some run. Now here they're going to probably light them up, so I will see what their best man play is or zone play. Let's see if they can get the quarterback maybe on the edge a little bit.
Got Jeremiah Minette on the outside right now, and 4 down linemen for the Mustangs. Rich motions across the formation. Schoolfield
Move in
rolls to the right.
He's got one. It's a little late.
Oh, off the fingertips of the intended receiver. That was number 8.
I'd like the call. They moved
Jackson
the pocket,
Smith.
you know, let the quarterback get on the edge, but they just couldn't match up the routes quite. They couldn't get a lane enough for him to get the ball out of his hand.
So it was intended for Smith, Jackson Smith. First time we've called his name tonight. He just went right through his outstretched arms and right through his hands. 9:09 to go. Second down and goal from the 9. And a flag comes flying in there. No gain on the play. And I think it's going to be another procedure penalty, and it is. So Boise shooting themselves in the foot here a little bit. The dropped pass in the end zone, and now procedure penalty will bump the Brave back to the 14-yard line, and it'll be second down and goal.
Yeah, Eagles bringing a little bit of pressure. It's down here. Everything's kind of speed up. That intensity begins to build down here, and so you got to be kind of calm under pressure.
Jeremiah Minette was at the end spot. Now he's back on the guard, number 88. And the pressure from the outside, and Schoolfield is sacked. That's Luke Makita on the blitz.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to bring pressure down here. It's just play took a little bit too long, and they didn't have anybody to account for him. They released the back. But, yeah, big play by Eagle here.
Yeah, that's the second time Eagle has used the blitz to perfection, with Boise threatening the score.
So they're probably going to sit back here. I would try to open up the middle if they can, but they got Burnham right in the middle, kind of playing a robber like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And I think he's in the game to do that again. I think they're going to rush 3 and just try to play him. Unless you can get a one-on-one on the outside, maybe you throw the ball up to 4 again.
Mustangs with 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs on the field. Back to pass, Schoolfield rolling to the right. McDonald's in front of him. Instead, he passes it up and it's taken down. Nice tackle there by the sophomore Camden Harrison. The 5th defensive back on the field, is one of the leading tacklers on the team.
Yeah, I think Eagle just sat back and played that really well.
They got a replay here, Coach.
Tried to get their quarterback out on the edge, and I think Eagle just kind of did a nice job playing over top of that. Is there a penalty again?
It's like back to the 25, so
I'd almost maybe put him on 4th down, but
just decline it.
I mean, you
Give them the ball back where
2
they,
plays
yeah.
from the 25 or 1 from the 20.
Producer Donovan Sheldon said a lot of these drops tonight, it's like choreographing. Can't even speak. Choreography. There we go.
So it looks like they did ultimately decline it. So
Yeah, they did. So it's 4th down, and the ball at the 19-yard line. 4th and goal. Boise's got to get it into the end zone.
yeah.
Another bad snap. Schofield rolls to his left. He's got to run into the end zone. Still on his feet. 5, puts his head down and comes up about 2 yards shy. It looked like he might squirt through there when he cut back to the right. But finally, the Eagle defense collapsed, and there's a flag on the play at the 20.
And again, he just puts it kind of on his shoulders and almost made an incredible scramble to the end zone.
A hold against Boise. It'll be declined, of course, by Eagle, who will take it back inside the 5 at their own 2-yard line. And we got a couple looks at it here, Coach. Again, bad snap. And Schofield fighting there.
Really late flag.
Yeah, who's at that? Made that tackle. It was a great play at the end. It looked like Schofield was going to get in there. And then just at the very end of the play, Duarte with a sure-handed tackle wraps him up around the legs and cuts the play down at the 2-yard line.
Well, I think this is the first time Eagles been backed up this far, so we'll see how they manage.
So out of the end zone, Ramsey gives it to Burnham. Burnham bounces it outside across the 20 and out of bounds. First down for the Mustangs. If you want to get off your own goal line, it's the best way to do it.
I guess when you have that guy, you're not as worried. But
again, Eagle, I think, shoots themselves in the foot with a penalty.
I think it was a hold right on the edge that kind of opened up that run for Noah. And then, you know, one-on-one, it's just a very tough task for a guy to tackle him.
So that'll go backwards half the distance. So it'll put the ball on the 1-yard line. And let's see if Eagle goes right back to Burnham here on first down and about 11 yards to go.
Same look.
And Ramsey's going to keep it this time. It's a nice block. Good block there by Bolt out in front. But he literally sat on the defender when he flat backed him. And I think we're going to have a hold here. Flag on the play at about the 10. Looked like a pretty good block there by Bolt. But maybe hands a little to the outside. Maybe we'll get a replay on this because he was right out in front of the play.
Ramsey, little dive, hold it, one on the edge, calling it a personal foul.
Personal foul, so that won't hurt him much here, just knocks him back another yard.
Couple inches.
Can't go back too much further here. But that's 2 straight plays where they would have had a first down negated by penalties, and we got a replay here. Let's watch Bolt out in front, number 87, right there. He's got the guy locked up, and he drives him down, but maybe the hand's just a little bit to the outside. And
yeah, I don't know.
That's a tough call
that
right
just
there.
Looks like football, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe they are wide, but I don't think it affected the play or the block.
And the Mustangs have talked about that. They've seen a lot of that on film where, you know, they're taking guys down to the ground and being really aggressive and getting called for holding penalties.
Yeah, it's hard to fault. I mean, just physically, I'm not sure what he could have done different. But I mean, if his hands are outside and that's what they see, I guess that's a call. But
pancakes is an unofficial statistic now. I mean, it may not be a kept statistic, but it's certainly in the minds of players. And Jordan Devy, the offensive line coach,
might be a sticker or two for that too on their hats. So.
Right, exactly. Let's see. Are they taking that back? Did they pull that flag?
Maybe they called it after the play.
Oh, they called the personal foul on it after the play? Okay.
Gave him the
so they gave him the yards
and then marched it back.
Okay. After the result, I guess. Still, though, seems like an odd spot. But
yeah.
Because they only got to about the 15, so, well, maybe they got closer to the 20, and that's half the distance. I didn't see exactly where Ramsey ended up, but that's probably it. Yeah. Looked like he was more around the 15, but okay.
So Eagles spreading them out a little bit.
Bolt in motion. Oh, Bolt just threw it maybe a little bit behind the receiver there, and the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10.
Seemed close from here, but a pretty brave call, I would say, by Coach Clough, being down there, but I'm feeling good about his quarterback. Yeah, I think that was right. I think that's pretty catchable.
Incomplete pass stops the clock with 7:20 remaining in the regulation here. 2nd down and 10, the ball on the 11-yard line. And they give it to Burnham. Breaks a tackle. Now jump cuts to his left, still on his feet. Around the 30, and it's a 1st down for the Mustangs. All individual effort there by Noah Burnham. Got a good hole, jump cut to his right, and did the rest with his strength. And I think that's Burnham down on the field, and they're stretching him out, maybe some cramps.
Yeah, that was just an explosive run. Getting into the 2nd level and then just carrying 3 guys, another 10 yards.
And again, that was a great vision play, because you make that jump cut because you see something, you know, to the right there, and instead of going forward, you jump cut to the right and then kind of go through that secondary hole there in the defensive backfield.
And he's got great acceleration, like you're saying. Jump cut, then it's go. And he does it as well as anybody.
Trips to the bottom. Single guy to the top is Scott Heaton. Now Zay Wright runs to the top, and Dallin Snooks is the slot guy in the trips. Ramsey looks that way and then comes back to the bottom of the screen, and it completes the pass to Cooper Murphy. Good gain on 1st down, positive yardage. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 7.
Eagles kind of open things up a little bit after those, 2 or 3 long runs called back.
Yeah.
The next 3 out of the last 4 plays have been passes.
Well, we've had a handful of holding tonight, but none have been on passing plays. They've all been on running plays.
Yeah, that's true.
They're just doing what works. Empty backfield, back to pass. Ramsey throws it, has his guy, and that's Zay Wright for the 1st down up to the 45.
Yeah, again, they're running empty. They're being pretty aggressive. I think Coach Clough's deciding to learn a little bit here, put his kids in some pressure, because you got to throw the ball to win state. I mean, you got to run to get there, and then you got to throw, because the world turns into one-on-one football at some point when 2 really good teams come together. And so he's developing some guys here, gives his quarterback a different look.
Quick pass and incomplete. So they were trying to go to right center screen, right receiver screen.
I think they had something set up here, but they brought some heat, but I don't know what the timing or how that affected it, but something didn't look right there.
Another flag about 2 yards from the line of scrimmage on the Brave side of the ball. And again, Eagle looks like they're backing up here. So another penalty on the Mustangs. So what was a problem in the 1st half of their previous 3 games is a problem in the 2nd half here for Eagle. Penalties and more penalties.
The consistency out there has been tough on Eagle, but they've overcoming all these hiccups. But that's not a good place to be, because when you play, as your competition gets tighter and tighter, these are things you just can't do.
Yeah.
And I mean, not that Boise High is not competition, because they're a fantastic football team.
They're not going to get away with it as much next week against Mountain View.
Maybe
right?
not
and that's
Mountain
probably
View, and then obviously they have to.
Hawaii's going to be a big game in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
So they're going to have to find a way to clean it up. Ramsey. Now they got the middle screen. This is Burnham. Look at him leap over defenders across the 45. And up to the 47-yard line. Little middle screen there to Noah Burnham.
Maybe that's what they tried to set up the play before.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice run. Leaps over a guy, set it up pretty well.
Coach Clough just comes right back to the screen there on second down or first down and long, and now it's second down and 8. 12-yard gain. Ramsey flushes to the left. He's got some room to run. He's going to take it across the 50 and out of bounds at around the 49-yard line into Boise territory.
Yeah, I think, again, Eagles really not managing the game clock. I think they're trying to really expand their experience here with their kids, because that was a no back. They sent the running back down the middle of the field trying to get a play. Boise High's kind of sitting back. I think Coach Clough's trying to use this moment, like I said, to put pressure on your kids, to make them do some plays that you wanted to get in. You want to see how they react.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, literally they could run the ball, run the clock out, but there's more to the game sometimes than just a play call.
And James is very strategic. Coach Clough is very strategic in the way he operates with everything they do. Pass outside to LeBeau as a tight end. We haven't seen too much of him, but I think as the season wears on, and again, there's another penalty, and that's probably going to be against LeBeau for that little first down taunt. At least that's what they'll call it.
I think you're right. Great
Coach
play.
Clough told him to go sit down.
And again, it's the things like that, because they were so close last year to being state champions. And it took a minute to get there, and I know that's where they want to be this year. But that undisciplined stuff makes it really hard, especially when the game's 35-17. You make a great play, great run, great catch.
Well, and LeBeau, that's his first catch of the season, and that's a guy I know they want to work into the lineup a little more at tight end, because at some point we'll probably see some 3 tight end sets from him.
Absolutely.
And so they're, like you said, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. And they tossed him out of the game, huh?
Wow.
Well, he must have said something they didn't like. Not only did he make a gesture of, like the first down gesture, but he's also out of the game. And while we were watching the officials figure that out, he was getting an earful the entire time from Coach James Clough.
Yeah, and as a head coach, when those things happen, it just really hurts you to see your team not have that composure that you just want them to have at this point. But great player too.
So Eagle gets the first down, the second time in this drive, but they have to go backwards because of the penalties. So it's first down. That was first down and 10. Now it's second down and 10. The ball on the Eagle 46-yard line.
Yeah, same situation there, kind of after the play.
Yeah, and dead ball foul.
Again, I see Eagle here using different guys, different formations, a whole different look than what we saw earlier. Boise kind of slowly matching them up a little bit.
Let's see, is that backwards? They're going to say that was a forward pass. Incomplete. Third down and 10.
Yeah, that one just got away from Noah there a little bit.
.451 to go, as Eagle probably could have run this game out by now if they committed to the run. Instead, like you said, I think working on some plays here. It's not a situation where people are going to say they're trying to run up the score. And the pass over the middle was intended for Murphy, and Bolt had a shot at it, but it bounces off his hands and incomplete. And it'll be fourth down and 10, and so far the offense is still on the field.
Do we know how many penalties this drive
here comes
had?
the punt team.
From the time they started
5,
inside
maybe?
the 1.
Well, let's see. Let's add them up. So there was the One on that play by Burnham, there was a penalty. That was the first play of the drive. And then the next play, the run by Ramsey, there was a penalty on that one. So 5, I think, and then there was a couple out here in the middle of the field as well. So 4 or 5 penalties on that drive alone.
Yeah. Very, very unlike an Eagle team. I mean,
well, not so far this season.
Well,
I mean, they really have struggled with penalties.
Had the privilege of watching all those games, but that's been said many times. Even Coach Clough mentioned that. You know, he'd like to come out faster, eliminate the penalties, because really Eagle is their biggest enemy at the moment.
So what do we got here? We were talking. Yeah, that's a 5-yard penalty. And Eagle's going to bring the offense back out on the field and go for it here. So it was an offsides by the defense. And Eagle says, forget the punt, and let's go for it. It'll be 4th down and a long 5 here, 4:45 to go in the 4th quarter. Eagle has the ball, leading 35-17.
So they're showing empty.
See where Burnham is.
So they're going to get.
Here he comes.
Going to get some heat here.
And Ramsey fakes it to him, runs forward, dives forward, but he's going to be short.
Yeah, nice play by Boise. Nice. They brought a little heat. Good call, good read, but
Burnham was going so fast, it was almost like Ramsey couldn't get a clean handoff to him, so he kept it himself. But there was some running room there to the outside, and said Ramsey keeps it and gets 4. He needed 5. And Boise gets the ball back with some time left on the clock. 4:39 to go in the game. Down by 17. Check it, 18. I wasn't a math major.
It's been a while since we've seen this offense. I think they ate up quite a bit of, or at least it felt like a long time.
Well, they ate up a lot of time.
A lot of time on our clock.
A lot of time, on your wristwatch, but not actually a lot of game time. A lot of time deciphering what to do with all those penalties, and then of course some incomplete passes as well. Stop the clock.
So Eagles playing that.
Another bad snap. Schofield goes back, has it, runs forward, and there was a whistle there. I don't think he put his knee down, and so a big loss on the play. Another bad snap for Boise, and the bad snaps have killed them all night. A loss of 9 on the play, 2nd down and 19.
Yeah, that's just, it's hard to operate.
Did you hear that whistle? Was it just me, or was there sounded like there was a whistle out there, like maybe one of the officials thought Schofield took a knee, but he stayed on his feet. Again, another low snap. Schofield steps up, throws outside. It's got a man wide open. And incomplete. Eli Rich had it in a lot of running room, but maybe he had his eyes down the field instead of making sure he secured the ball first, Coach.
Yeah, nice job by Trevor, just making some time, buying some time, finding a Rich sitting out there in the flat wide open. Everyone kind of dropped off. It's going to be tough to throw the ball. They got 8 guys dropping. They're going to have to find a little window.
3rd down and 19. Back to pass. Schofield again. He's going to run it. He's got a lot of room in front of him. And he gets across the 50, and a late flag coming in here. And this might be against the Brave, and it might be another holding penalty. Let's see. They're talking about it out there.
Had 4 guys just trotting down the field, and the flag went behind them. Not sure what this is going to be.
Well, I think it's going to be a hold. And will Boise decline it or move them back? If they decline it, they'll be up around the 50. 4th in a lot shorter. Instead, they're going to drive them back, and it'll be 3rd down. And if they take it from the spot of the foul, which was about the 43-yard line, they're going to set it back to the 33, and it'll be.
So it was a personal foul.
Was it?
It must have been
because they didn't move it 15 yards back. It's not a spot foul. It's from the previous.
Yeah, they moved it another 5.
Oh, now they're moving it. Okay.
So I didn't look like a hold because when it happened, they were just jogging down. So obviously somebody must have.
I don't want to criticize officials, but it hasn't been a little difficult to decipher some of the
haven't
the
got
hand
a lot
signals
of input
tonight.
from them. But boy, Trevor, another snap, he's struggling.
Oh, picked off. Anthony Butler with the interception. Out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. First down and 10 Mustangs. And let's see if they run the football here and try to salt this game away. Leading 35-17 with 3:33 to go after the Anthony Butler interception.
And Trevor's been fighting all game. And I think the frustration's kind of getting to him a little bit with fighting with the snap, working his way out of the pocket. And I think that throw is just not characteristic of him. I think it's just kind of these last series have been really tough for him to try to fight through.
Yeah, I mean, give him a lot of credit because about 80% of the snaps have either been high or at his feet mostly. And he's, again, fighting a bad snap, and that's just difficult because
it's just frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
You can't look down the field. I mean, quarterbacks want to catch that ball almost automatically with their eyes looking downfield. Instead, I mean, you really have to drop your eyes down to your feet to go collect that ball.
Yeah, it just throws the timing off. You can't read and get your checks. And then he has to run, and he's had some big hits at the end of the run, right? He's not backing down. He's lowering his shoulder, fighting to keep his team in the game.
So a 1-yard run there. Second down and 9. Another pass. This one up into the end zone, and it is caught.
Nice catch.
Another pass to Murphy.
Murphy made a very nice adjustment over the shoulder. Yes, that was very impressive.
3 touchdown passes to Murphy. And Eagle poured it on a little here.
I thought the corner was going to track this where the ball was, and then it just felt right where it needed to be. But I thought they had coverage on it, but he kind of positioned himself underneath the ball perfectly, and the ball was thrown right where it needed to be.
25-yard TD to Murphy. Is good. Matt Barrett perfect tonight with all 7 extra point attempts, and it's now Eagle, or 6 extra point attempts. Now Eagle 42-17. The 3rd touchdown catch tonight for Murphy, and that was Willie Mays style right there.
That's exactly what it was. Willie Mays style over the shoulder.
Basket catch.
Yeah, well done. Well executed. Not sure what put him there with the ball, but they saw the split between the corner and the safety, and they really like number 6 out there.
5th touchdown pass tonight for Ramsey. He's got to be flirting with 300 yards in the game. That's now
what distance they've all
13
been.
touchdown passes on the season.
30-yard throws,
well,
too.
Let's see, they've been pretty good. Yeah, 15-yard, the first one to Murphy, then 37-yard touchdown pass to Makita, 42 yards to Burnham. That was that nice one at the end of the first half. 16-yard touchdown run by Burnham. And then 2 more touchdown passes here to Murphy in the second half, 12 and 24 yards.
Yeah, he's just played a great game. Both quarterbacks have really played really well.
A return out near the 30.
But Noah's just really ran his offense really well. The RPO stuff has worked good. The little play action stuff, quick stuff. It's been a good. Eagle just is pretty obvious where they're going to probably be on film and conversation all week again is tightening up the self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to find a way again. At some point, that's going to catch up with you.
Good.
And so you're going to, you're getting away with it. So, thank your lucky stars and figure out a way to fix the problem, right?
Yeah, it will matter. So for sure, and they know that as well. So.
And in motion for the Brave, they've got the backup quarterback in there now. That's number 12, Wayne Bowers.
I don't know if you guys remember his dad, Jacob Bowers, played for Mountain View, left me at Meridian. A little sore spot there. We had some conversation a little bit about that.
Coach, that was like 20, what?
It was literally
it's
22 years ago, because our
still sour over
our
that,
2005 state championship reunion is next Friday at Meridian High School. If you guys want to go, Jake, if you want to go.
You got the Burroughs brothers both coming back.
Burroughs brothers hopefully will be there. Yeah.
Nice, nice. All right, double slots here for Eagle. Walker is the running back. Bowers claps his hand and gets it. Flips one outside quickly. And nice job, nice cut there.
That's a great little run there.
Max,
sophomore.
Max Wallens on the reception. Brings up a first down and 10. Boise has got some backups in there, but still trying to push the ball down the field. 1:24 and counting to go in the game. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl showdown of the week. Eagle up 42-17. And hammered out of bounds by Harrison. And also in there, number 40, Dominic O'Berty, the freshman.
I think that was freshman to freshman right there. Scrappy players. You can see Boise High is
right here.
Very, very high.
Bam!
Yes, great finish there. Boise High is very high on their program coming up. I mean, I think they really like their team today, but I know they really love these young guys that are working into the program here.
They're going to give it here. This is Walker up through the middle. He's going to pick up the first down up to the 45. 1:05 to go. That stops the clock momentarily. Wide receiver that's made a couple of catches here for Boise on the drive. Max Walters, the freshman, still in the game despite that big hit there on the sideline. He's getting instruction from the quarterback Bowers and runs to the right side of the formation. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Jaden Walker comes to the left. Now Walters goes in motion. And another tough snap. Bowers looking for somebody to go to. Instead comes underneath. And it's picked off. Looks like it bounced up into the air. And the Mustangs are going to return it the other way. Duarte is chased down from behind inside the 10.
Well, freshman Bauer did a nice job bouncing out of the pocket. Made a good throw. Had it low. Unfortunately,
it just popped up into the air.
Popped up and went right into the hand of.
Looked like it was actually a catchable ball, but the receiver just kind of lost control of it and lifted the hands. And as he lifted the hands, he popped the ball up into the air and right into the waiting arms of Duarte.
Yeah, I think they were feeling really good about their young guys in there. Have a nice drive.
And the turnover celebration this year for Eagles pretty funny. They used the Uno card, the reverse. It's about, everybody does it, and that's a unique one. I haven't seen that one before.
Either,
So into the game, Ramsey hands it off to the running back, and through the middle goes Burnham. It's now 48-17, and the route is on. A couple of late turnovers by the Brave that turned into quick touchdowns for the Mustangs. And an 8-yard run there by Burnham. His 3rd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Vince. 14 seconds on the clock, and I don't know.
Just take a knee there, right?
I don't know if I run that one in, but giving some of these guys some love, I guess.
Another touchdown for Burnham. And Bear, again, good. Now he has 7 extra points in the game, and it's 49-17 with just 9 ticks left on the clock in the fourth quarter. So a change up in the Eagle offensive line this week. They moved Jeremiah Dutch over to guard, and Kingston Critchfield, who was the starting left tackle, moves to center. They didn't change anybody, all the same 5 players, but they pretty much shuffled. Everybody moved their position.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everybody moved to a new position other than the sophomore left guard, Cash Waddell. But they kept the same 5. They just changed. There were some snap issues last week, and looks like the changes worked out. Eagle, really one of the things I think we've seen coaches, they have controlled the line of scrimmage, especially offensively.
Yeah,
both with the pass and the run.
Boise did a good job early, kind of disrupting some stuff, but Eagle overall, yeah, I think they did a good job of kind of wearing Boise down. A lot of two-way guys, but Eagle did a good job of taking care of, creating running lanes, protecting the quarterback. So I don't really think Noah had, but they're not a big drop back guy, but towards the end there, I don't think he had much pressure, when they were running those fourth quarter drives. He had a lot of time.
So probably time for one play. Bowers back out there at quarterback with Walker as the running back. Let's see if Boise will put this one up or just take a knee. It doesn't look like a kneel down type of a formation here. So Brave gonna
certainly looks like they're going to try to
chuck one. A little chuck and duck. Bowers, nope, gives it off to Walker, who runs off the left side and goes out of bounds. That he was being knocked backwards. That should let the clock run out. And the Eagle Mustangs got a challenge through the middle of the third quarter by Boise. But a couple of late touchdowns, and they go on to win the famous Idaho Potato Bowl Showdown of the week by the final of 49-17. So, Coach, quick thoughts here before we say goodnight.
Well, I thought Eagle did a great job of controlling the game in the second half. They came out and had an immediate impact on offense. 3-play touchdown drive. Kind of kept Boise High out of any momentum.
Well, Coach, good job here tonight. So Eagles with behind 5 touchdown passes from quarterback Austin Ramsey goes on to win it tonight, 49-17. For all of our group, our producer Dominic Shelvin, director Jonathan Palmer, and executive producer engineer Caleb Howard. He is Coach Mike Verdon. Good job, Coach.
Thanks, Vince.
My name is Vincent Tremblay, and Eagle pours it on late and goes on to beat Boise 49-17.
It's a bowl experience unlike any other.
As is the tradition here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But it's so much more than crowning a champion. It's about giving back to the community. It's about coming together with friends and family over free Idaho-grown French fries and a burger. It's about being role models for the next generation of college football players. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's about more than football. It's about Idaho.